keep it to yourself for once. Oh, I think I found a new way out, way beyond your shadow doubt, and I can't breathe. Oh, I hope you're keeping count of all the times you let me down, and all the things you said out loud, the bullshit I could cry about. And I know we could be stronger now, and leave it up to fate somehow. But everything I do for me. Oh.
I get lost sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again. I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind, and all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again.
slows down close to the speed of light, special relativity provides us with a means of going to the stars.
it's said and done, figure out what's to come. Reasons, all the bigger things I can't ignore. I'm not getting what I came here for. Gotta get ahead of something more. So I think I found a new way out, way beyond a shadow of doubt. 'Cause I can't breathe, and I guess I could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But I'm doing this for me. Give it up, baby, I'm not fooling anyone. Always going on and on. Can't you keep it to yourself for once? Oh, I think I found a new way out, way beyond your shadow of doubt. And I can't breathe. Oh,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a sad day at Simplay Motorsport because this is the last championship race we hold on Project Cars 2, but it's also a good day because it's absolutely hosing it down, as you can see. So these pro boys are going to have to work for their money. Don't go anywhere, don't tune into anything else, because tonight's going to be very interesting. Welcome along to the last race of the season here at Simplay with the GT3s. My name's Kelly Davis, KLF 900, and I will be your host and commentator for the evening, joined again, as I have been all season, by the Rainmeister himself, Pro-Am, 2 times Constructors Champion, and all-round nice guy, Clive Smith. Smithy, how are you?
Evening, I'm just wiping my screen. I thought it was literally raining in the room I was sitting in. It's that bad on the TV.
It is. It's absolutely cats and dogs out there, and that's exactly what we want, because that makes the odds even. Look at it, absolutely chucking it down. We had a bit of rain last night, early doors, but this is the real epicenter of the storm. We've got a lot of rain tonight, a lot of water. It's going to be very, very interesting tonight, Smithy.
It is going to be great fun tonight. I'm looking forward to this one tonight, as well as the battle we've got for the constructors. As obviously we haven't got our overtaker here tonight.
You take the words right out of my mouth. Obviously, Overtaker's gone, I don't know, skiing or something, hasn't he? He has actually gone skiing, hasn't he, in France or something like that. And he's off skiing and, living the high life on the back of his championship win. Oh, what was that? Somebody going slow sideways as they come onto the oval. It's going to be interesting tonight, that's for sure. As we say, no Overtaker tonight. He's off skiing, and the rest of them are off paddling here at Daytona. And yes, you're quite right with the constructors. The constructors is still up for grabs. That is the big race for this evening, and this wet weather has made the odds even, because it's the Love Island Bombshells against Jaeger Motorsport. Jaeger leading at the moment with 9 points ahead. That's Matt and Gary in the Mercedes, and Love Island Bombshells, that being Dan and Little Leach in the Audis. Now the Audis are, Dan's been going on about it all season, now the Audi is rubbish round here. The wet weather has just put that right, so they've got a chance this evening. So it is game on, as we see Sutty absolutely struggling to get it in straight line. Knowing Sutty's probably on slicks, to be fair.
He probably is, yeah.
Yeah. Right, before we get too deep into the chit-chat, we've got the usual stuff to do. We've got another one of Daniel's brilliant track guides, and that should be ready to go any second. So look out, here it comes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final time, the final round of the season here at Daytona. And for the final race here on Project Cars, we run the Aston Simplay car, an Aston Martin car that never gets used on Project Cars. So for the final track guide, we'll use it around Daytona. As we head towards turn 1, we come off the banking at quite a high speed, down into turn 1, very tricky braking zone, as it is a left-handed corner at the same time, so the car is always moving and trying to change its position, as we then go straight into the chicane for turn 2 and turn 3, and then launch ourselves towards turn 4. A great opportunity to make places and a good overtaking position as well, not just from the start but later on in the race. As you can see, he gets a good exit through turn 4, but obviously the main action is going to be at the start, rolling start here at Daytona. You see here, all the cars are quite congested. The Audi's trying to attack the Aston down the inside, pushes the other Aston wide, and this is what I mean. He gets quite congested, and then the tight chicane afterwards into then turn 4, where everyone's just jostling and trying to find position. But like I said, a very good overtaking opportunity. As is turn 4, down the inside of the Porsche 911, we see here the Aston gets a run, gets a better run through the chicane, and gets the job done. As you can see here, great run through there. The door opens up, and the Aston launches it down the inside to get the job done. Chassis cars are going to be so good in this first sector. It is very tight, very twisty. So the likes of the Ginetta and Aston, the Ginetta and the Audi should be good here, especially the Porsche as well. Into the left-handed kink of turn 5, down towards turn 6. Another good opportunity to overtake it. If you had a great run through turn 4, see there the Aston just struggling with rear grip there, set up for a straight line advantage here. You had a great run just like so. The BMW has a moment through the kink. We get an opportunity down the inside in the Aston Martin to get the job done in turn 6. And you see here, just works his way through past the BMW and gets a better run towards turn 7 behind the Ginetta. Turn 7, another tricky corner to get right. You see the overhead is just an open exit there, and the Aston running a little bit wide, but that's the natural line it takes. A great opportunity to overtake as the Ginetta gets under some pressure here. Down the inside, the Aston goes, gets the better run and pushes the Ginetta wide, gaining that advantage to get him the run onto the banking. The banking is where the Mercedes and any other power car will look very good. The Mercedes is going to be favoured. The Aston Martin actually the fastest through here. That's why we're running it here at Daytona. But watch out for the Mercedes and the Porsche in Pro-Am. The Porsche looking very strong in a straight line as well. But the Mercedes will be the dominant one to keep an eye on. And if it gets a tow as well, you're a sitting duck. You see here the Renault just gets out-dragged by the Aston, and that's how easy it is to get out-dragged. Towards the bus stop chicane where all sorts of chaos can happen, especially if it's wet and if there's thunderstorms lurking around, this could be very, very lethal. Making sure you keep two wheels at least on the yellow curb. And also it's very good opportunity, especially for the Mercedes and the Porsche. Down the inside goes the Aston Martin, gets the job done on the BMW. Make sure you keep it under control because it might just spit you back out the other side. On board as well, the BMW looks to overtake the McLaren, but down the inside and nothing he can do because the Aston's already there. Touches the yellow curb and that one as well. It's still within track limits as long as two wheels are touching that yellow curb. If not, it will be deemed as taking track limits. Into the final banking as well, and again one last opportunity for the Mercedes or a fast power car to get the job done. If you're in the tow though of another car, there's a great opportunity to get a good lap time. Especially the chassis cars will want to make sure they focus on the first sector and then just try and get a tow for the rest of the lap. And towards the line the Aston comes. And like I said, this bank is a great opportunity. If you get a good tow like the Aston's had here, it can attack into turn one and get the job done. So the banking really does set you up for turn one as well. And that's roughly a quick run through of Daytona. Into the final corner though, we do have to look down the inside of the left of the yellow line to get the pit entry right. As you see here, the Aston Martin coming up to the pit entry line. You need to make sure when you come in, you're on the left hand side of that yellow line. As you come into pit entry, just you come off the banking so that the drivers behind know that you are pitting. Red line as well. Green cones, release. And make sure you stay within the left hand side. If you do cross onto the track or go to the right hand side of this wall, you will get a penalty and that will be your season over and done with. And again, a lot of drivers caught out last time we ran Daytona. Make sure you do not cross that white line. You stick to the left hand side as you rejoin the track. That was a lap of Daytona. And what a finale, the home of Simplay Motorsport. And we're going to miss Project Cars. It's been an honour running it here, and also it's been an honour having the Aston Martin. Lap records around here, quality is owned by Arnold for Dubs in the Porsche. Gary in the Porsche in the race record as well for the Pro. Pro-Am is the Rabbit Joe and JM Grill in the Mercedes-Benz. Most successful drivers here is Fury, Gary, and most polls go to Gary, Sutty, KLF, and Rabbit Joe, all with 2. Best of luck for the final race this season, and we'll go back to the comms one last time. Thank you again for Project Cars for great seasons with us.
Okay, this time I'll switch my microphone on before I start talking. I just talked 2 sentences and realised I was still on mute. You would have thought I got the hang of this by now, wouldn't you? Big thanks to Dan for the track guide again, the last track guide of the season. You'll see on your screen now the home of Simplay Motorsport, Daytona road course. There's a few details that are thin on the ground for this one. It's not used that often. Obviously the oval is. Incidentally, I didn't know this, but none of the oval tracks have got an FIA grade, so they're not graded by the FIA. I learnt that when Matt said it last night on the stream. But as you can see, it's 2.9 miles long, 4.7 kilometres. The banking is 31 degrees on the banking, opened in 1985. Yeah, anti-clockwise, all the rest of it. I haven't looked up the lap records around here because, as I say, I don't think they use the infield that regularly, is my understanding. Lots of drivers. Look, I actually make the list for a change. Most poles. 2. I didn't realise I had 2 around here, but there you go. Yeah, so there we go. And that is Daytona Road Course. And presuming we're going to have the graphic for the positions. As we know, Overtaker has taken the title. If you missed us last week, he wrapped up the title at Brands. But still, second place is still up for grabs, and only 2 guys mathematically who can take that second place, and that's Unorthodox, who's in second place at the moment with 382 points, and Matimovic, Matt, who is on 350 points. There is so what is that, 32 between them, something like that. So yeah, as you can see on your screen now, we're running through the standings as they were. So that's all done and dusted. The important one is the constructors. Now, constructors stand like this at the moment. Jaeger Motorsport, which I said is Matimovic, and this man, Gary 131. You probably can't see him because you've got the graphics up. It's Gary 131 and Matimovic. Matt, Gary are Jaeger Motorsport. They are at the moment winning at 555 points. Love Island Bombshells, which is Unorthodox, Dan, and Little Leech, Craig, who are in second place with 546. There is 9 points between the two of them, so it's all to play for tonight. And of course, the third place is Over Muck Disco Face Racing, which was Overtaker and Disco McDisco Face when he started early in the season. Obviously, Overtaker isn't here anyway, so he can't make any more points on that one. So the constructors is basically between these Jaeger Motorsport and Love Island Bombshells. Okay, Smithy, how are we getting on? Unorthodox quickest by quite some margin at the moment.
Oh, this is great to watch. I've just been sitting on board in the cockpit while the videos have been on, and you should see the water while they're driving around and how they're making it stick. It's unbelievable.
I just saw Peaceful there having a double pirouette on the grass. Yeah, double pirouette. He's really showing off tonight, as we see. Yes. Oh, look at him coming in here. Look at it. Oh, that's heavy damage for him.
It's like synchronised swimming.
That was one after another. That was into that corner. That overhead shot is just as they come off the infield and into onto the banking, and the puddles are on the right hand side, and they're vicious, aren't they?
They are.
Yep.
Hopefully they've learned where they are.
Yeah. Well, we ran a little bit of wet last night, and we've run before in the wet around here. So through the bus stop chicane is pretty grim, and out of the pit lane is pretty bad as well, actually. So yeah, lots of puddles all over the place. So these guys are really going to be earning their keep tonight. That's for certain sure.
Got quite a few people missing tonight.
Yes, no Enplava.
No N again.
Yeah, no Overtaker.
No Fury.
No Fury tonight. Yeah, where is Fury? What's Fury up to? Is he still struggling with his fingers, or is he just running late? I see that Tony's in, which is Fury's granddad. Yeah, no Big Boy. He's not feeling very well, so he's not in tonight. I see Tony's in. Where's Fury tonight, Tony? If you could let us know. While we're on the chat, big chat to PN Motorsport, super fan, Mummy D, Fury's granddad, Smithy, you've had a mention, you've made some comments, as have I. That's not very great English, is it? As have I. Yeah, so if you're in the chat, 14 people watching at the moment, if you're in the chat, it's the last race of the season, give us a shout, say hello. If you've never spoken before, just say hello. Look at Biggs in the... Oh, what's he... he's trying to warm his tyres, is he? I was going to say, get out of shape under braking there, maybe? I don't know. It's all over the shop. Look at the puddles. Oh, look at that. It's going to be more like a rally course, I think, than a circuit race tonight. That's
going to be interesting.
Sure is, absolutely. Absolutely. Looking forward to it. his hand's still in plaster. Yeah, so Fury won't make it tonight because his hand is still in plaster. It's a shame these guys couldn't make it for the last race of the season and the last competition race of Project Cars. We're going to miss it, aren't we?
I am going to miss it. Just as I felt I was getting the hang of it after 7 seasons or 6 seasons.
To be fair, you have had you have had a much stronger run, especially the tail end of this season, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had a good run, but everyone else has improved as well. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's got better.
I think the standard, you know, I mean, I came in very tail end of season 2 as a driver, and done every season since. And yeah, you know, the standard of drivers has just got better and better and better, hasn't it? You know.
Oh yeah.
And some have improved, like this man here, actually, like Holty. Some have improved, some have not. Some have got better and then got worse, like myself. You know. So yeah, but it's certainly, you know, when I spent my time 2 seasons in pro, the level in this class is phenomenal, you know, and you have to be right on everything. You know, your braking points have to be right. You have to accelerate. You have to be gentle on the throttle. You have to have your car set up so it's loose enough to go quickly, and then it's difficult. It's not as easy as it looks.
No, there's a big difference. There's a big difference between the pro boys and the pro-am boys.
There is, absolutely. Although there's a lot less incidents in pro. The driving standards, as you can imagine, are a little bit better. But well, not always, but sometimes.
Yeah,
You know, as I said, I mean, I believe I can drive. You know, but you know, these guys just to keep banging it out lap after lap and going as quick as they do, I take my hat off to them. I always have done, you know. So anyway, moving on.
At the end of the day, we're all one big happy family. We all enjoy it. We all get along.
Yeah, and you know, there's been you know, tantrums and tears and tantrums over the last 7 seasons, but at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? I mean, I've met some great people, and you know, met them personally as well. You yourself included, Smithy. Do you know what I mean? A whole load of us have been to Donny Park for the touring car, and you know, I've met some great people, and you know, made some good friends, and had a lot of laughs. You know, a lot of laughs. So yeah, it's been great fun. I mean, we're talking like it's over. It's not over. It's just time for change. That's all.
Time for a freshen up.
What are you thinking? Where are you going to go after this? You're going to go to F1? You're going to go to ACC? What are you going to do?
At the moment, I've gone F1. I can't.
Right. For what reason?
Just because, well, the younger brother raced F1 last time, so I thought perhaps I'll pair up with him. You know, I've never really played racing games. This is the first racing game I've ever owned Project Cars. I'm not really a racer. Yeah. So, and I don't know. I might still get ACC. I'll see. You know, I enjoy the nights and the racing, but at the moment F1. No particular reason why. Not a reason at all.
Well, I've got both games. I've spent a total of about 6 minutes on ACC, and even less on Formula One. So I've got a lot to learn on whichever one, but I mean, I am a racer. I'm right the way back to playing Outrun in the arcades, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah, that was Target Reference, wasn't it? Outrun. That's going back. That's like back in the 80s, you know. Look who's on top of the timesheets, lad.
Yeah, look, the Rain King.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'd come out to play tonight.
Yeah, now Gary is I believe the most successful driver around here, according to the stats. So this is going to be interesting. Oh, as Dan just goes quicker. This is going to be game on. Where's Little Leach and all this?
This is ridiculous in the rain and the times they're getting. That's nearly as quick as what I was getting consistently yesterday in the race booth and drive.
Yeah,
and I finished 7th, remember?
Only a couple of men, really. I mean, it's only the top 3 that have broken into anything better than a 54. Peaceful being best of the rest in the 54s, but 2 guys in the 50s and 1 in the 51s. That's quite a jump back from 3rd to 4th, isn't it?
Well, it is, and like you say, you've got the constructors, and obviously you've got Matt and Gary 2nd and 3rd quickest.
Yeah,
that's going to help the Jaegers Motorsports more than it is the Love Island Bombshells, with Little Leach sitting down there in a 7th place. But it all depends on the race. You know what can happen.
Yeah, you're quite right. Absolutely,
You know,
and it can all
Gary's
happen.
quick, but he can also lose it. Anyone can lose it in this weather.
Yep, absolutely, and don't think for 1 minute, because you're at the top of the timesheets after practice. And incidentally, I think it might have been the first time that I've topped the timesheets last night in practice, and that was probably my best moment for the whole season. But yeah, just because you're there doesn't mean that you're going to be you're going to be winning races. There's a long way to go, and in these conditions, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. Good evening to Fury's mum in the chat. Good evening to Max Mulder, our Pro-Am champion, and good evening to Jamie Brazier in the chat. Not feeling very well. Hope you get well soon, Jamie. And Dominic Biggs, which is our very own D Biggs, who's racing this evening, just popped up in the chat saying it's going to be a long evening and never be able to get this Audi to work in the wet. Yeah, absolutely, and we are done with the practice session. So if you're new to us here at Simplay, where have you been for the last 7 seasons? The format's like this. We've just finished a 20-minute practice session. We will be moving into a 10-minute qualifying. These guys are going to have to get on with it. I presume it's going to be raining, obviously.
I would have thought so, yeah.
Yeah.
From the start as well, I reckon.
Yeah, but the more the rain falls, the worse the track gets. I know that's obvious. So these guys are going to want to move quickly. So I think everyone, yeah, there you go, look. Well, that's about right, isn't it? You know, that's the way the whole evening's going to go there, isn't it?
Must be Matt and Dan, yeah.
Yeah, Matt and Dan.
Sutty's out first.
Sutty's out first now. He was, from the little bit of practice I saw, he was struggling, and knowing Sutty's probably done something crazy like Common Slicks or something.
We did get up to 4th fastest, I think. Oh, there we go. We've got to get out of the pit lane first, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the first drama, is to get out of the pit lane, which you can see that Sutty was struggling with. My laptop's just crashed again. Well, that's a surprise, isn't it? I'm going to put in
nothing different last race of the season.
No, absolutely. It's been doing it all year. I'm going to put in, if I sign up for any commentary in the new seasons, then I'm going to put in for a new laptop on Simplay expenses. What do you think my chances are?
Probably as much as me getting a podium next season.
Well, you never know. I tell you what, you do never know, and a change of game might change things. Do you know what I mean? It's yeah, you don't know. I mean, I've always been much better at Gran Turismo, and I mean, Gran Turismo is a little bit more arcadey than this, but I was much better at Gran Turismo than I was this. So you never know. And look at a Merc go right round that.
Yeah. Thought Little Leach would have tried to slow him up for his laps.
Yeah.
But probably love and all that, I suppose.
Oh yeah,
I don't know about that one. Oh, that's a bit of a corner cut.
Yeah, that was a line.
Let's see who else is out. D Biggs has had a good couple of weeks, last few weeks.
Yeah, he had a cracker last week, didn't he? Yeah, 2 podiums. Double podium, as you say, at Brands last week. And yeah, good evening to James. I think that's James. I think that might be Daniel's mate, James, who Dan works with. Just let me know if that's correct, James. If you are the same James that works with Daniel.
The one he's partnered with, is it? The one he said he's dating or whatever it is?
He's dating. I think they were just playing games together. Oh no, that sounds even worse. Oh dear, they're just playing with each other. Okay, as we start the first round of flying laps. Who is first out? Dan is not first on track, is he? There's someone in front of him, but It's not Sutty. Sutty's behind Dan now.
I think it is Matt.
Is it Matt?
No.
No, it's not Matt. It must be Gary. Is it Gary?
Nope.
No, it's not Gary. Well, there's someone out front. Who could it possibly be? There it is. It's Little Leach. It's Little Leach. That's who it is. As he comes round onto the banking again, it's so tricky, so treacherous just there. I mean, that corner is quite easy to slide in the dry as well, actually. That could be a bit...
Yeah, last night that was my worst corner. I'm not going to lie. I struggled like hell on that corner last night. I was on the inside every time, just to avoid the puddle.
Yes, the puddle there is horrendous. The puddle forms right out on the racing line on the right hand side, just where you want to brake. And I kept coming down that straight towards it and thinking, oh no, the puddle, and then had to keep diving to the inside. So yeah, it is. But as I said, you can lose it in the dry in that corner as well. You accelerate too hard out there, and the back end gets very loose as you go back onto the oval. But we're going to see some incidents there, I think.
Oh, Richie set a time 2:09.
Yep. 2:09. Is that because he was behind the start-finish line in his pit box? Because that can give you an outlap time, can't it?
Little Leach got to be looking at a 154 minimum. Oh, 155. Ooh.
155. Yeah. It's a banker, isn't it?
It's not a bad banker, but it's not going to be the quickest, as we know.
No. It's going to be the Gary, Matt, and Dan, isn't it? Peaceful across the line with a 54. Sutty does a 54 as well. Matt with a 201. Dan with a 201. What are they messing around at? So at the moment, Sutty after the first laps, we see Gary come across the line. Where's Gary to? Is he? No, he's over the line, isn't he? So this must be his first flying. As somebody's off there. Oh, cars everywhere. That must be Holty, because he's the only red Merc tonight. Being that Fury's not with us for the last race of the season.
Dan's got Matt behind him. No, we've got the two Ferraris up 1 and 2.
Yeah,
one of the Ferraris was flying last night, to be fair again.
Yeah, Shane was going well last night. I believe he had a podium. Did he have a podium? I don't know.
Yeah, race 2 he comes second to take second in the championship, so congratulations to Shane.
Oh, well done, Shane. Yeah, I didn't realise that. I didn't realise what was going on in the group that I'm in. Congratulations to Shane for taking that. So Kieran came third, did he?
Yep, Bargy finished third in the end.
So if we weren't on the change of game, then those three would have gone up. That being Max Mulder, who won, and Shane and Kieran would have gone up and qualified in the pro group. But because it's going to have a change, and I believe there's been a post to go out on Facebook about the change of games and whatever. But I think there's some more information towards the end of this evening. So.
Matt could be getting a tow here off End-Ups.
He could be, yeah.
For a tow.
Yeah,
very good track to get a tow.
Yes, but now Matt's gone through, yeah. And yes, Matt goes quickest. And Dan's bailed. He's bailed. How long has he got? 3 minutes. He could... Is he going out again, or is he done? Interesting. Very interesting.
Gary's got to make his lap. Oh, Gary's gone. Gary's jumped to third.
Yeah, Gary's into third. So, Matt from Dan from Gary at the moment. Peaceful is best of the rest. And Little Leach needs to pull his finger out a bit.
He does. He needs to find a couple of seconds. But we know he's consistent. So if he can be consistent in the race and other people make mistakes, we know he's a very consistent driver.
Totally right, mate. Absolutely.
And that could pay off in this weather.
In these conditions, absolutely. I mean, he is 3/4 of a second up on his own time. So, as we see Sutty, I think that is. Yep, Sutty making his own track. So a couple of minutes to go. Tonight, of course, if you didn't watch last night, you haven't seen this before. Tonight, we're on a rolling start. Being it's an American track, which... evens things out a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately I was a bit what's the word, I went evened. I was unevened, I suppose, because the Acura is that slow.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I could have done with a flying start, let alone a rolling start.
yeah. Yeah, I suppose it's how quick the car picks up. I mean, I accelerated past Ugbar in the Ginetta really quite quickly off the start. So yeah, I suppose it's how the car picks up, I guess.
Yeah, I was going more backwards at the start than I was forwards. It's weird to watch, actually.
Before I got turn 1, I was going backwards in the wall.
Oh, Little Leach has dropped to 5th. He's knocked nearly a second and a half off his time, so he's behind his brother. Like I say, consistency. Yeah. There's a little bit of a hiccup in the front 3. Richie's up to 2nd. Whoa, Gary's up to
Richie.
1st.
Yeah, absolutely. Gary's up into it's now in pole, so the times are starting to tumble now. So that's Gary in 1 and Richie in 2. Where's Dan? He is on track, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Peaceful was up to 3, but he's been relegated to 5th now, so the times are tumbling. Yeah.
I weren't expecting the Mercs to be this quick round there.
We were expecting them to. Yeah, we were expecting them to be quick in the dry, absolutely, because they are. The Merc is probably the most powerful car, and you know it would have absolutely destroyed the Audis down the straight.
I'm guessing Richie likes this track because we've said for a few weeks now we haven't seen the best of him, but
no, I don't think we've seen the best of him all season. To be fair.
No.
So we've got half a minute left. A lot of these guys still on a flyer, so we'll see if the times tumble any more. Be interested to see what Richie's split is. See if he's up on his time. Where's the next split? Is after the bus stop chicane, which he's coming up to. Oh, thank you. Oh, just been handed a cup of tea. That's lovely.
What we like to hear.
Yep. So Richie's going to come up for his split. There he goes. Oh, he's nearly a second up, but he's just banged the wall on acceleration. That's going to ruin that. But he was 9/10 up at that point, which was quite a lot. He's going to be disappointed to have just knocked the wall. And let's see if Gary goes quicker, because he's going to be. He was ahead of things, so yes, he does. Gary goes quicker. Richie
49.
didn't.
Dan, let's see what Dan's doing. This is it. He's down to 5th now. Sutty's just jumped down and took 4th.
Yep, Sutty's obviously found his feet now.
Oh, and D Biggs has took 2nd.
Oh, look at that.
Last 30 seconds of qualifying. And D Biggs just flew straight up in the 2nd. This is interesting. Holty's 2nd, D Biggs 3rd. Oh, Little Leach is getting pushed right back.
Matt goes 2nd. Matt goes 2nd. Dan goes into 2nd. No one can quite catch Gary, but yeah, right at the last minute.
Yeah. I've changed everywhere. Little Leach is nearly last.
He is last. He just got pipped by JM Grill. So there you go. Times were tumbling like mad there. So it is Gary 131 on pole from our North of Dub 16. Matahimovic is in 4th. Holty, great drive from Holty into 4th place. 5th place is D Biggs. Richie in 6th. Sutty Apex in 7th. Smoky Devil 8th. Peaceful Explosion 9th. 10th is JM Grill. Little Leach bringing up the rear in 11th place. Oh, it's going to be interesting. Don't go anywhere, because we have got a race on our hands. As I said, it's going to be a rolling start. We've got 17 laps of this mandatory pit stop. What is the pit window? Anybody got any ideas? We'll come back to you on that one. I think it's probably 4 to 10 or something like that. But we will come back to you on that one. Right. Smithy, what's your tips for a win? I feel like I've lost Smithy. Has Smithy disappeared somewhere? I seem to have lost him. Don't know what that's all about. Okay, we'll go on. And as you can see, they're already on the grid. It will be a rolling start, as I said, because it's an American track.
I'm back. I am back. Well, I needed the toilet.
Right, okay. I thought we'd lost you there, but
no, I got excited and had a little leak.
Wow. Okay. Okay, pit window is opens at end of lap 3 and closes lap 10. Tip for the win, Smithy.
I'm gonna have to go with Dan on the Audi.
I'm going to go with Matt. Matt and the Merc. No.
Unlucky
Go,
boys.
no, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to. Yeah. No, Matt. Matt can do it.
Yeah. Oh,
And
we're
we're rolling. So we roll along. You'll get the light sequence. These guys aren't controlling this at all. This is all computer things. So if you think anyone's jumping, they're not.
Oh, Sutty's got a red thing against his name, so he must have done.
Oh, he must have jumped. I don't know how he can do that. Yeah, weird one that. D Biggs, you don't want to be out there. Biggs, you want to get back on the track. Look at the Mercs just swallow up Dan. Matt goes round the outside. They're all cautious into one like you think they would be. But Dan's still in there in the second place. Matt slips back. He's got done by D Biggs into the first corner. But it's Gary who's in one. Matt has dropped back into fourth as D Biggs has had a cracking start. And it's Dan is on the other side of Gary. He's got him done. He's got him done into the fourth corner, into the hairpin. So, yeah, Dan is away. Got to keep it all together now. He's the first man into the conditions, so it's always going to be a bit of an adventure as you come first person in. And so
Richie's got right back in the tent.
He has, hasn't he? He must have had a bit of an incident. We haven't seen anything. Peaceful is there in 6th place at the moment, but he's already dropped off the back of these guys. Holty holding his own in 5th place as we see him go through onto the banking for the first time. It's a bizarre little camera shot.
He's miles behind.
He is, yeah. I don't know what's happened. He's had a bit of a moment and about to have another one.
That was Little Leach.
That was Little Leach. Yeah.
Come on,
he had a moment.
Shot this to win, buddy.
that corner catching him out again. So it's Dan. Look at the Merc power now. Yeah. This is where Dan's vulnerable, and they threw the.
Oh, Gary very wide. Gary very wide.
And he's round. And Gary's round.
D Biggs holding up with the Audi. D Biggs is another Audi driver.
Yep. D Biggs is up into second now as Gary went backwards, and yeah, that's going to be. Gary's got a lot of work to do now. A lot of work. And Sutty there just dicing with coming off the bank, and you don't want to do that. The car is so unsettled.
Look at the gap between 7th and last. That is massive.
Yep, they've got 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep, 10 seconds.
There's been a little race going on.
Yep. There's a whole new category being made right there. And,
Matt's got D Biggs done. Peaceful's round.
Peaceful's round. So that gives Gary back another position, and Sutty, and so on and so forth. And as you said, Matt's got D Biggs done. I don't know where he got it done. Probably into turn 1 by the looks of it. So Dan can chase now. Chase after. Sorry, Matt can chase after Dan. Matt's got the superior power with the Merc power. So we'll see how that pans out. Holty back into 5th. He was he 4th? He was.
Oh, Gary's
that's Gary
again.
round again. And yeah, Gary's round again. Dropped it again as we went into the hairpin, and he gets underway. So first couple of laps not going Gary's way at all.
No, good job. He's got a bit of a gap from him and 8th, really. Little Leach is way behind for the Love Island bombshells.
Yeah, we're saying that Jamie Brazier on the chat saying that Sutty's penalty is a glitch. I thought it might be because they have no control over that. So I'm sure Sutty's results will be honoured without the penalty. Is what I'm trying to say. So Dan's now got 3.5 seconds, 4 seconds now in front of Matt, who's now pulled a couple of seconds away from D Biggs. As we see Sutty coming through the bus stop. The bus stop is treacherous. I thought Peaceful had a bit of a moment on the exit. So teammates going side by side. Don't bump into each other, boys. Go careful, Sutty. We know you've got a history of crashing into teammates. Thanks, mate. And
yeah,
he lets him
previous
go.
Experience by the sounds of that one, Kelly.
Yeah. He knows what I'm talking about. You notice that how I'm always the victim,
Always.
Smithy. Yeah, every week
Always
I'm the victim. Yeah, it's never my fault. Oh, actually, that one
Well,
was my
Matt,
fault.
Dan's had a moment because Matt is 0 point somewhat seconds off the back of him.
Oh yeah, Dan must have had a moment. Must have had a bit of a slippery
Oh,
turn
he's
one
at
or
the
something.
D Biggs has had a moment as well.
You're right. Yep, D Biggs. Well, we've been
we've got
chit chatting and looking at Peaceful. It's all been changed, so that's given Matt some hope because Dan was beginning to pull away a little bit. So as they come into this tricky corner, both of them picking up on the apex, they know exactly what they're doing.
Oh, Gary's done Sutty just as we were watching that.
Yeah,
Can't keep up. I want to see the power of the Merc on a straight with Dan.
If you went on board with Matt, you could. If you go on board with him, there you go. Get into the bonnet cam or something like that, and you can see that dragging him in, pulling him in through the bus stop. Let's see how it goes through here. Look at these puddles. Now the puddle on the exit is the one. That one. Matt's round. It's so treacherous. So treacherous.
Going on board and jinxing you.
That's, well, the odds are even there, isn't it? You know, because Dan had a moment the lap before, and now Matt's just had one, and it's going to be on those. Peaceful's having another one. Thinks he's driving a Honda. and Sutty Apex.
Swapping positions every lap.
Yeah, the conditions out there are absolutely horrendous. Remembering this is only lap 3, and look at the field spread. You know, it's crazy. Holty, as we said, is up into third. D Biggs is on his way back, but and then you jump back a few more seconds where you find Gary, who's been up and down the order. Sutty's in. End of lap 3, he's in for his pit stop.
Yeah, Little Leach has got 7 seconds to make on 7th place with J&M Grill.
That was quick. That was quick. He had that down to a T. Down to an
absolute.
and there's
another spin.
Yep, that's spin number 5.
Here comes Little Leach.
Yep, dragging his way back.
In the pits.
Smokey in the pits in the white and green Ferrari. He's
Richie's right at the back today.
Yeah, Richie's having an absolute shocker. Smokey Devil into his pit box.
He went up from Pro-Am last year, didn't he, Smokey?
Yeah, Smokey came third in Pro-Am last year.
He's had a couple of good races, but he's obviously found it a bit tougher than he probably thought it was going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, got to say hello to Nicky77, my original teammate back in the Pro Laps days, and me and him in a spin in the Porsche and in the Renault. Good to see you, mate. And commentator as well here on Project Cars. I was going to give you a shout a bit later on anyway, Nicky, but good to see you in the chat. And big up the Pro Laps massive. Or no laps, as you used to call them, wasn't it, Smithy?
Yeah, team no laps. I used to have our little banner.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, Peaceful struggle. Peaceful to struggle through there, didn't he? Struggled every lap.
Yeah.
Little Leach is up to 6th, catching his brother.
He certainly is. Well, he can do. Remember, this is only lap 5.
Oh, yes.
We've got a long way to go and a lot of spins to happen. Yeah, I was in a practice session with Peaceful before we came on, and he was struggling with the bus stop chicane. Gary's in for his pit stop, as you said.
Dan's managed to gap 5 seconds to Matt, 6 seconds to Matt now.
Yeah, these boys need to keep their heads, and I mean, every lap is an adventure in these kind of conditions. So, you know, I'm sure.
We know the track don't drive very quick if it does stop raining. I mean, last night I pitted way too early for soft. Way too early.
I reckon. I mean, I pitted late because I'd had damage. Peaceful's in, but I think I could have gone to the end on wets. To be honest, I think I could have gone to the end.
Yeah, no, I thought Little Leach had one.
He's up into 5th. Gary stopped, doesn't he? So.
Yeah, Gary pitted. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I could have gone on the wets all the way to the end, I reckon. I think Ugbar did, didn't he? I think Ugbar didn't change tyres, I believe.
Probably not a bad show, actually. It wasn't.
Well, he ended up. as Matt struggles through the bus stop. That is the hardest bit. And where do you go? The puddle is right across the road. You know, these boys are trying to stay in track limits, and there's a river across the road.
And now starting the lap cars as well.
Yep.
Only on lap 5.
If you look at the track map, everyone's really quite well spaced out, aren't they?
Yeah, we've got
This
two
is probably-
drivers next to each other.
Yeah.
If I can find them. There.
Yeah.
Sutty and Gary.
Sutty and Gary, they're the closest two on track. Other than that, everyone's reasonably far behind each other at the moment.
Until we all start pitting.
Whoever's going into turn 1, I don't know who that is in turn 1. Oh, and that's Gary round again in the bus stop chicane.
JM Grill.
JM Grill
Decided to
having a
park
moment.
across the track.
Where is he?
He's got
I don't
two
even know.
people
Oh,
near
yeah,
the
I see.
start line, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, no, just come out the bus stop,
Over.
isn't he?
Bus stop.
Yeah, just come out the bus stop
Enough there,
chicane.
busy. Sutty and Gary coming up to him.
Yeah. Again, can we go on board with one of them if we can?
Yep.
As we go into the bus stop. JM Grill's going for the pits by the looks of it. Yes, he is. And tricky pit lane this one.
Tonight, isn't it?
Sorry?
Automatic pits, is it, for them as well?
I don't know if no, not the way they were pit stopping that fast. I don't think so. I think the lobby was set up slightly wrong last night. I think was the why we were on automatic pits. I believe.
Dan's now got 8 seconds.
Yeah. Where are we with Matt? Now look, we're coming into the bus stop again. Look, wiggly under braking. Matt down towards just crawling through on the inside there, just to try and keep the car together.
Dan's had a moment. He's 0.2. Look, Dan's in front of him.
Yeah, you know what that was? Bus stop chicane. That was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the first time Matt's going to take the lead.
He's able to drive all the way around the outside, but yeah, Dan's going to have to tuck him behind him. That was the bus stop. It had to be. This is the biggest problem tonight. Is this bus stop chicane? So down with it all to do now.
Wow, 7 seconds up as well.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and that's just all been road.
Oh,
Matt goes
Matt's
deep
going
into
very
one.
wide.
So here comes Dan up the inside, and Dan's back into the lead. But for how
I
long?
wish somebody would gift at me that easy on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, well, yeah. Me and Dean went wheel to wheel there last night, and I lost out. Went into the wall. Those guys weren't that close then. So Little Leach coming into the pits on lap, whatever we are, it's coming up to 7. And who's left to pit then? Quite a few, is there?
Yeah, quite a few. I ain't seen D-Bigs in. Holty, Nat, Dan. I think everybody else has pitted after that. Top 4 haven't pitted, I don't think.
Yeah. The championship would have been between these guys. I mean, other than overtake, there's been like three categories this year, hasn't there? There's been overtaker, pretty much on his own, and then there's been Matt and Dan, and then there's been like everybody else.
Yeah, like you say, it's been sectioned a little bit. Not too much, but... Oh, who's that, JM Grill?
JM Grill, he's been doing more going backwards than he has forwards.
That's that bus stop.
Bus stop, dude, bus stop. There's a song in there somewhere.
Who's now coming up to the bus stop? Biggs? No. Yep.
In fact,
Oh,
there is
somebody's round in front of Biggs. Who's in front of Biggs? Sutty?
that's
Holty.
Holty.
Holty's lost out now then.
That was Holty.
Gary's round. Just lost out to Sutty. He's got his little
Matt's-
brother closing in.
Matt's back in
Here he
front.
come. Yep, Dan must have a moment. It's hard to keep up. Everybody's having twists and turns.
It is. You're having to work hard on those cameras tonight. So this is just a few minutes ago. I was just saying how everyone was so spaced out. If you now look at the track map, there's loads of people close to each other,
Yeah,
and
Biggs is pitting.
this is the race for the lead. I think this one's going to ebb and flow. As
It'll be down to their pit stops again. Who gets out quickest?
wow, I think there's many more spins and accidents to come yet. To be fair.
Oh yes.
Yep. As these boys go wheel to wheel again.
Oh, who's that? Who's that in the track? Oh, Smokey, is it?
Smokey. Oh, and the leaders nearly collect him. Look at Dan's got into the inside now.
Yeah, here comes the bus stop. Let's see who can do the bus stop the best.
Do the bus stop, do the bus stop.
Little Leach has overtook Gary. Little Leach has done Gary while I've been watching this. He's up to 6th.
Excellent. That's going to be good for the constructors.
Not with Matt's ahead of Dan, it won't be.
Wow, this is it. We'll have to, when we get closer towards the end, we'll start to work it out.
Here we go, bus stop. Both through there smoothly.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan's had a moment, isn't he?
No, Matt was a little bit arse-endy on the way out. Dan was a little bit wiggly. It's so treacherous there, so treacherous. It's catching all these guys out.
Well, these boys on track. Not up the bus stops yet.
Bus stops where the action.
He got back up the 3rd. Mind you, Big's pitted, isn't it? Is it just Matt and Dan? Dan's ahead of Matt. Matt must be in the pits.
Yeah, Matt, you're quite right. Matt's gone into the pits. He's pulled the trigger on lap 9. I think Dan's got to pit the end of this one anyway, hasn't he?
Yeah, was it 3 to 9?
Yeah, end of 10, isn't it? So he's got to pit on the next lap anyway.
Matt out. Yep.
So this will be interesting.
Also. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Dan, if Dan picks where he comes out. Holty's also in. So that's everybody bar Dan, isn't it?
You haven't seen D Big's pit.
Yeah, Big's pitted last lap, or 2 laps ago.
There you go.
I did say we were talking. But
Yeah.
Yeah, Big's is pitted. Oh, Little Leach, come on, Little Leach, keep it straight, boy. Your brother's behind you.
Yep.
Oh, something else was on Sutty.
That was Sutty.
Yeah, Little Leach up to 5th now then.
Little Leach up to 5th, absolutely, and Gary gets pinned in behind Sutty.
Like you said, there's going to be plenty more off.
This isn't done. We're only like half distance.
Yeah, well, Matt managed to keep 2nd place after pitting. Dan must be coming in now somewhere.
He's going to have to, yep. Dan is through. No, he's not through the bus stop. He's going to want to get through the bus stop as efficiently as he possibly can this time.
26 seconds up.
Yeah. See, he was right off the power there. Do you hear that? He was right off the power to just roll through that puddle. Hey, we know how to do it, don't we, Smithy? We've done plenty. Yeah, we're race winners in a way.
We are, yep.
Incidentally, Incidentally, this man took his first win here at Simplay in the wet. He's now the most successful driver on the grid. Most race wins, all the rest of it.
Track. Oh, just gone through the bus stop. No, that's not what he would have wanted.
Oh, that is exactly what he didn't need.
Dan's now coming out. Oh,
that's Dan's advantage now. He's going to be definitely going to be ahead. That's the last thing that Matt needed, was a spin on that lap. As you can see, Dan's trundling down the pit lane at the moment, but Matt is a long way back. And of course, Dan doesn't have a moment getting out of the pits because it's treacherous out of the pits as well.
I don't know, it's going to be close.
I think if Matt hadn't had that spin, he would have been in front of him.
I think he would have had him as well. Dan's still coming out of the pits though. Matt must be coming up to the first corner.
Matt's in turn 1, yep, he's in turn 1.
Not a lot between them.
No, as I said, if it wasn't for that spin, Matt would have comfortably got Dan. Sutty apex.
Oh, he's gone. Where's Gary then? He's had an off as well. Gary bust off again. Oh, that's the grass.
It's like watching Tokyo Drift, isn't it? Every time you switch over to someone, they're going sideways.
Little Leach, if I give you any advice, mate, just keep it steady.
Keep it steady, great advice. Liking it. He's doing all right. He's doing all right in 5th place. Only 40 seconds off the lead. You know, considering the amount of spins and you know, nonsense that's happened.
The 2 French lads. I actually expected Richie to be up there tonight after seeing his qualifying pace.
Yeah, he had a disaster in the first one. It hasn't got really first couple of laps. It hasn't really got much better, has it?
No. So who would have been looking to go in the Pro-Am this year with the standings as they are?
I'll tell you, Smithy, as I've fired up my laptop again. So, and then while it's working, let's just, if we were going with our normal format, the people who would have dropped down would have been, believe it or not, Fury.
Whoa.
Yeah, JM
Not
Grill
trying
and
to
Smoky
break
Devil.
you in,
Yeah, I've been in a, I've been. Well, you have too. We've raced Fury. Well, not raced.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say race.
No, I wouldn't say raced. He kind of took all the wins, and the rest of us fought for the other places. But yeah, if we'd gone like as normal, it would have been Fury, JM Grill, and Smoky Devil would have dropped down.
Somebody's off. Oh, there's Sutty and Smoky. Look. Oh, Gary nearly collected.
Oof, yeah. Still lots of spinning.
Somebody else
going
is
on.
off. Who else is off?
Don't know.
Blue dot
Dunno.
weren't moving. Must have been a lap marker.
Maybe. Yeah, so that would have been, and of course the ones who would have gone up would have been Max Mulder, Kieran, and Shane. They would have gone up into pro. So, but I'm not 100% sure what the. As we see Sutty round again, and Gary goes with him. Oh yeah, look at it. Are they just playing with us or what?
I love a pirouette.
Wow, you love a pirouette. There comes the pirouette master, not Smoky Devil, the man just behind him, which would be Peaceful Explosion. Right
yeah,
on cue. Right on cue. There we go. That's again. We're still in the bus stop, aren't we? Yep. Bus stop chicane.
That's you may as well just have the camera on the bus stop and watch everyone come round, because that's where it's going to lose people places and gameplay. Look.
Yep, there we go. Look.
Just going to leave it here for a minute. Who's coming up next to the bus stop?
I don't know who is coming up. Oh, that's
Dan.
Dan. Now the key is now just get right off the power and roll right through it. Oh, Dan. Look at that.
Everyone we've watched so far now.
How slowly did he do that? Matt's coming up next. Quick, jump to Matt. And well, no, nicely done, Matt. Nicely done. That's probably gained him. Well, neck end of 3 seconds. That gained him, you know.
Yeah. Peaceful's back in the pits, unfortunately.
Yeah. Peaceful having a. I don't know. Peaceful's done.
If D-Biggs makes a mistake, Holty's right on the back of him.
No, he's not. He's 12 seconds behind.
Yeah, he's got JM Grill. Oh, there you go. Look, there you go. That's the
D-Biggs. Yeah. Who's next? This is Holty coming up next. Holty's next to go through the bus stop, and that car already looks pretty second-hand, doesn't it? Yeah. Holty goes for the full 360 technique.
Who's next. Little Leach.
Little Leach, what's he going to do? Yeah, there we go. That's pretty well done, Craig. Little Leach, so Gary is next. So that's all we're doing now, is just watching the bus stop, isn't it? That's all we're doing. All we're doing. Right, Gary. Any patience here? No, not too much.
Right, that's it. I've had enough of watching people spin. I could sit there all day. There's nearly a pile up on the bus stop at the moment.
Yep, as we see Jem Grill rejoining the track again.
Oh, he's back in the pits. That'll cost him. Like we said, it looked like it was second hand. Little Leach is now up to 4th.
He certainly is. And this is good constructors' points. The Love Island Bombshells would like things to finish right where they are at the moment.
Yeah, 5 laps to go. I mean, who's the quickest man on track at the moment?
Matt.
Yeah, Matt by quite a bit.
By quite a bit, although I think he might have had a little bit of a, I don't know, might have had an instant. Dan gets through. Nice and easy. Where's Matt? Oh, look, all 4 wheels slide. And avoids JM Grill as well. There's Peaceful Explosion. Peaceful's done more spins than he has laps. And probably JM Grill and Peaceful have probably got the record for the most spins this evening.
Little Leach is what, 10 seconds up the road?
From Sutty, yeah.
He's obviously just had a spin. He's just got to keep it steady and keep going for 5 laps.
You know what it's like.
Yeah.
You know what it's like, Smithy. These wet races seem to never end. don't they? The concentration level as Sutty is round again. Gary goes past again. All I keep saying is again. JM Grill spotting again. Peaceful spotting again, and Gary's gone past Sutty and again. Yeah, you know what it's like. These wet races. It's so intense just to get to the end of the race without spinning it. Just the concentration level is horrendous. Imagine being a proper race driver, Smithy. Can you imagine it? God, I get such tantrums and irate about when I crash and end up. That was down across the grass. But imagine if it's for real. Can you imagine the frustrations in being?
I'd have a headache.
Yeah, and that's Matt struggling in that corner. So it's getting. They've started to struggle there again.
Just gone straight in the wall.
Who has Sutty?
I don't know who it was. There, JM Grill.
JM Grill. Look, JM Grill's done. I think JM Grill's done about 15 miles more than anybody else this evening. Just getting the car pointed back in the right direction. And I tell you what, we haven't seen a lot of for a little while is D Biggs. He seems to be going along steady, doesn't he?
Yeah,
as I said, as he wipes out all the guns. It's like wacky racers tonight, isn't it? Get it stopped, Dom. Yep, good man. Dear. It's I don't know if the rain. No, the rain hasn't stopped, has it? It's
no,
still,
not looking at them window wipers, it hasn't.
No.
Gary's trying to close it. Oh, signs.
I think Gary was deciding which side of the road he wants to drive on. Oh, it's America. They drive on the other side of the road.
3 seconds now.
Yeah.
Little Leach is round in the background. There he goes, look.
Yeah, that was just coming onto the oval again, and as we see Gary coming onto the oval, it seems to be a popular spot for spinning that one.
I think Dan's now coming up to the oval.
How high up must that camera be to be able to get that shot?
Helicopter view, isn't it?
Ah, that's what it is. Helicopter's been sat there all day. Oh, I just stretched my legs. Oh, who was that coming back onto the race? That must have given Dan a bit of a moment, that one, because that was Smoky Devil coming back onto the track right there in that braking zone where the puddles are, as we see Matt go a little bit deep. Looked like he kind of got it all back together. But as you can see...
Up with the bus stop.
Yeah, it's...
D Biggs is 30 seconds off second.
Yeah, I know. It's a huge gap. I mean,
yeah, but then that's 45 seconds, is it? No, it's another 30 seconds to fourth at Little Leach.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It is crazy, that's for sure. As Dan negotiates the bus stop again, Matt gets through it quite well by the looks of it.
I've lost where everyone is on track. I've only got two white dots. I don't know what the white dots mean.
That's when you're on them. They're the only two on that lead lap, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're on with Dan or Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then D Biggs are on there. Yeah, the D Biggs is the other white dot.
Yeah. Yeah, the others are reds. Reds are in front and blues are behind, aren't they? Blues are back markers.
I think Gary might possibly catch his brother. 2 laps to go. Little Leach makes a mistake.
I don't know. It's 10 seconds to go. 10 seconds between them. And I must say that Craig has looked more consistent than Gary.
Gary's adding off. There's more than 10 seconds now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Little Leach will be a little bit disappointed not to quite make the podium, or not quite make the podium by 30 seconds, but to not make the podium. Do you know what I mean? Because he's certainly gone from what was he last? Qualified last.
Yeah, he did qualify last. Yeah.
And it just goes to say, you know, to show what you said, Smithy, that you know you've got to keep going, haven't you? You know, and stay on track. You don't have to be the quickest in this game, but you do have to be there at the end.
Now, we've only got 11 races. What is it? Top 6 can't qualify?
Oh, yes, that would be, wouldn't it? We haven't lost anybody, have we?
Gary's in 5th at the moment then, so he won't be able to qualify for race 2.
Yeah.
So that'll make it more interesting for the constructors if none of them boys can qualify, because we saw how quick they were in race 1.
Yes, and he's quite a way ahead of Holty, so...
Yeah, so if he loses that position, you know, that's a...
Yeah. Somebody did slap me with a conspiracy theory about that, but yeah, conspiracies are conspiracies. We'll leave them there for now. Sorry.
Plenty of them about.
Tactics. So we're just starting lap 16. Dan's got to keep it together for 2 laps. Matt's dropped off just a little bit, and we know that the times can just change through the bus stop chicane. Really, you know how well it's negotiated. Little Leach still currently in 4th place, and he's 30 seconds behind D Biggs, and about 12 ahead of his brother at the moment. So as long as he can keep it together, 2 more laps, and as I said, it's hard going in the wet, and you're just looking at those laps going, oh god, will this race never end? As we get towards the end, and
Leach is now coming up to the bus stop. Is he going to get through it cleanly?
He has.
Nicely done.
Yeah, nicely done indeed.
Nice, brother.
They just seem to be aquaplaning just on the exit there. Their puddle is so big that they just picks the car up off the tarmac, and you've just got no control whatsoever. I do think the rain has eased a little bit, and I do think these guys have started to get a handle on the bus stop chicane, don't you?
Yeah, definitely rains. Oh no!
As I say that, yeah.
Matt's only 2 seconds. You can see him. Oh, Matt's had a bit of a wobbly as well.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 lap to go as well. This is going to be interesting. Last lap.
Sure is.
Well, the track definitely ain't going to dry out before.
There won't be no slick tyres being used. I'll tell you that.
No, not in this race.
No.
Alright, here we go then.
Yeah, so it can still all change. We're on the last lap. There's 2 seconds. 2 seconds covers the top 2, and it's who can keep it in a straight line, really, isn't it? You know, Dan needs to keep this car in a straight line, and if he does drop it, then Matt needs to be there and ready to attack and not drop it himself. So that's the dilemma. As Dan goes quite deep, I wanted to be out there.
Oh,
Matt went
not
out there
as
as well.
Matt.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have been out there either of those two, but there you go. Through this one here, that's a tricky little left-hander, especially in the wet. And Rabbit Joe last night gave Porsche's 50th win. Last night he was saying to me, "Are you not going flat through there in the wet?" No, I'm not going flat through there in the wet. And that's why he won races and I didn't, no doubt. And so we're back up onto the oval. So
you know what it's going to come down to, don't you? The bus stop.
The bus stop. That's what's going to win or lose this race. Is going to be the bus stop. And Dan's going to be thinking about this, and so is Matt. Matt's going to be wanting Dan to drop it, but he can't afford to drop it himself. Dan's going to want to roll through here really gently. Let's see how these two negotiate through here. Dan on the brakes through the first part, rolls across the second so tentatively. So tentatively. He's got it done. He's got the acceleration. I think that's job done, you know.
I don't know. The Merc's quick. Is it going to gain a second though?
But yeah, it's still not going to get a second and a half back. I think that's job done, you know. And it's quite surprising, isn't it? These two have been within a couple of seconds of each other. They've pulled away from the rest of the pack. It shows the class of these two, really, doesn't it? They are very, very well matched. But it's going to be Unorthodox who takes the Audi's 50th win there, is it? Is that the one? The 50th win for the Audi? And that's going to be Matt in second place. D Biggs a long way back, but another podium.
Little Leach is coming up the traffic. This is where it is. For the constructors, Little Leach has got to get to this line without any hiccups. And he's got traffic. He has got traffic of Richie.
But he's got a bit of time, and Richie's moved out of the way. Nice move. But he's got time. What Little Leach doesn't need Is a spin and a crash now because he's got good time in front of Gary to get it home. But it's going to be D Biggs. This is getting a bit of
another podium. Great
another. That's
great
three in a
race.
row, isn't it? Three threes in a row. That is. Yeah. I would go and do, if I was Biggs, I'd go do some lottery numbers, put plenty of threes in it. Because that seems to be his lucky number, and he's going to come across the line as best of the rest, but a long way back from the top two. But a good effort from D Biggs. He's going to come home in third place, and happy with that. Little Leach has got himself through the bus stop.
What a finish! If he makes it across the fourth place, what a finish for Little Leach. That
is consistency. That is how you do it. From last to fourth in these conditions, fair play. And Gary has, nice. that was fun to watch, Gary, as he has another moment through the bus stop. So where are we? We're just waiting for Little Leach to come across the line. He's going to come across the line in fourth place. Good drive there. His brother just behind him. I say just behind him, 10 seconds.
Could have gone a completely different way.
Absolutely, yeah. And Holty is here we go. Right, we'll give you the classifications now. So it was unorthodox in first place, Masimovic in second, D Biggs in third, Little Leach came in fourth, Gary fifth, Holty good effort to stay up into sixth, and Sutty Apex in seventh. JM Grill done about 15 miles more than anybody else in eighth place.
Fastest lapio.
Ninth place was Peaceful Explosion. 10th place was Richie, and did you say Matt with the fastest lap?
Yeah.
Matt with the fastest lap, 1:51. Smoky Devil brought up the rear in 11th place. 1:51.7 for Matt. That takes the fastest lap, and we'll get the top three in, and we'll take a short break, and then we'll come back with the interviews and race 2. So go and get a cup of tea, have a comfy break, come back, join us in a mo.
I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to focus everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to focus everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, fly from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, fly from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, fly from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, fly from the end. So I'm full speed ahead.
Welcome
evening,
back,
ladies
and gentlemen. This is the last championship race on Project Cars here at Simplay Motorsport, and we're in for an absolute treat because it is still raining. Absolute chaos in the first in the first race, and more people going sideways than they were going forwards. But we do have a top three, and let's have a chat with them now. And making a bit of a habit of it, D Biggs back on the podium, third place.
Good to be back.
It is good to be back. I think you just might as well just keep a seat here now, wouldn't you?
Oh, might as well. I'll keep this one warm and I'll just stay here. That'd be nice.
Absolutely. I said I said somewhere that you should do some lottery numbers, my friend, and add lots of threes, because that's three third places in 3 races. That's but enough of that. Tell us about how it was out there.
It was awful. This is a great track when it's dry.
Yep.
When it's wet, it's a death trap. It's horrible. My strategy in that race was spin less than everyone else, and I think that's the only reason I got a podium.
Absolutely, and I mean it was a strong podium. I mean you were 30 seconds off the lead, whatever, but you were still on the lead lap, which was good. We didn't see too much of you because you were just kind of keeping your head down and keeping yourself to yourself. But some of those puddles out there were horrendous, weren't they? Bus stop chicane.
Yeah, but bus stop atrocious. Coming out onto the banking. There's one on the outside there. You need to keep it quite tight to avoid that. But the rest of the track was okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, thoughts for the next race? Some of the same, is it?
Same again. Spin less than everyone else.
Sounds good, mate. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the podium again. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be lovely. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done, mate. Good to see you on the podium quite so much. Brilliant. So we move on to second place, and I said it's a testament to both of you two drivers to be within a couple of seconds of each other. But Matt, second place.
Yeah, just wasn't to be, Kelly. Just wasn't to be, mate. Dan had the better race. We both made as many mistakes as each other. Dan had the better race, and he made the mistakes at the less crucial times than me. I think is the best way to sort of describe that.
To be fair, I think it was. I think the odds are even. Personally, you know, as I said, you guys were the cream of the crop tonight because you stayed within a couple of seconds of each other, and I think personally, I think it could have gone either way. You know.
I think I'll agree with you. Towards the end of the race, I think the one major sort of mistake I made was on my outlap when Dan was coming into the pits. If I hadn't have made that mistake, could things have been different? You don't know. I think that was the one. I think that was the turning point in terms of the race. I know I caught Dan towards the end, but he's a 6-time champ. He knows how to keep things under control, and he did just that.
And I mean that was going to be my next point. Yeah, you had a spin in the bus stop chicane just on your outlap, just when Dan was in the pits, and certainly on a dry day that would have changed the face of the race. But as I said, I do think that you were both very evenly matched, and it was great racing to watch. But from your point of view, tell us about the bus stop chicane.
Just undrivable. I think is the only way you can describe that chicane. Everybody, I didn't see a person not spinning that bus stop chicane. Everybody span at it, and the best of us have span at it. We saw last night, me and Dan on commentary with you guys, that you found it tricky on light rain. This is thunderstorms. Yeah. You may as well get out and swim across it. You'll be quicker getting out, letting your car roll around the oval bit, swim and jump back in, sort of thing. It is treacherous. I'm just watching Mike here on my screen at the moment. You cannot get through it. You have to tiptoe around it, and it's undrivable. But this is Simplay Motorsport. These are the conditions we race in. We go off the live weather. This is what it says. Yep. And we're at Formula One. They'd have red flagged this before even turning the cars up to the track. We carry on and plough through it.
Absolutely, and that's the way it should be, quite rightly so, and the same for everybody. Everyone has to negotiate it the same way. I've certainly had experience, right, as you say, last night it wasn't too bad. It was all drivable, but I mean, I've had experience of it the last time we raced here, and you know, that puddle is horrendous. Unfortunately, that's your championship over as far as the drivers go.
Yeah.
And a valiant effort between you and Dan. I think you know, I certainly tipped the stewards at the beginning of the season to keep an eye on you two, but I think you've both kind of kept it quite sensible throughout. Any words on that?
We've had a relatively quiet season. There was a bit of argy-bargy at the beginning, you know, as there always going to be with two very similar people in terms of our competitiveness, and we don't want to give an inch to our rival. That's how me and Dan are. That's how me and Dan race. I respect Dan. I think Dan's one of the better drivers. Whatever I say in the heat of the moment is a heat of the moment thing. I know I've called him a few things this season. I don't mean them things. It is just literally the heat of the moment. I wear my heart on my sleeve, as you've said numerous times this season. But I will tip my hat to Dan, 6-time champ. It's nice to finally go racing with him. That's not in a GT5 where he T-bones people. But no, look, we've been fighting for second for a long time this season. Hats off to Dan. He's done the better job this year over me. 50th win, you know, for him. 50th win in the Audi for him as well this season. He deserves all the plaudits. Me and Gary's now got to do the job in the constructors. We're going to give it our best shot in the race. Obviously, me and Dan at the back of the pack as always. So we'll try our best.
Yes, indeed. So, constructors still open for up for grabs, and I'll explain that to the viewers in just a few moments. But that one is still on. What do you think you can do, Matt? You and Dan at the back again, as usual. Is it going to just be a game of survival again?
I think it's worse than I think it's not your normal race too. We'll see is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Well done to Dan, well done to Biggs, and I'm going to go because there's not long left of the session, so I'll let you speak with Dan.
Yeah, lovely job. You've got to go.
Cheers,
and get your Simmer frame out. So we move on to Dan, the winner. Dan, you've also secured second in the championship. Very quickly, tell us a little bit. Give us your words on that race.
Hell on earth. I hate Daytona, but I love the wet. But even to me, that was hell on earth. But yeah, great to take second. Second in the championship will do. Overtake was just too strong. Great race for Matt on that one. He said, a quick, because there's not long left of the session. I just basically copy everything that Matt says. It could have gone either way. I just nailed the in lap and out lap. So nonetheless, congratulations to Matt and a great fight this season. It's a shame I couldn't take it to Overtaker later on in the season, but that's racing.
Absolutely is, and you roll with punches for sure, and still all to play for with the constructors, so I will let you get back, but congratulations, well done on second place in the championship, well done on the Audi's 50th race win, and good luck in the next race.
Cheers, and well done to the other boys.
Indeed. Kept them all chatting a bit of a long time there, Smithy, but how we doing on Sutty Apex? Well in front.
The other lads have been struggling a little bit. One with the bus stop chicane, no surprise there.
No surprise at all.
Sutty's been the only one that's really got round clean, to be fair. I expected Richie to be possibly up there, but he's now on his out lap. He pitted again and then came back out.
Oh, he's now on the grass there as they go across the grass. That one's not going to be a great one. I've just licked my finger and stuck it out the window, and I think it's going to dry up a little bit towards the end of race 2. That's my feeling.
We know it's not a quick drying track, but hopefully we'll see him on softs.
Yeah.
Make it a bit more interesting. There goes Richie again. I think he's going to actually give up now.
Right. Let me tell you how things stand, you and all the viewers, as my laptop just crashed again, but that doesn't matter. The championship, there's a couple of places here and there up and down the championship order, but as I said, my laptop's just crashed, so I can't tell you all of it. But I know that the second place has been secured by Dan. He can't be caught by anybody else, so that's first and second done. The important one here is the constructors. And Jaeger Motorsport lead Love Island Bombshells by 4 points. So it is all to play for. It could not be closer. It's going to take both drivers to win or lose this one, isn't it?
Love Island Bombshells have obviously both got a finish above Jaeger Motorsports.
Yes, they have. So 4 points in it.
Same as last race. They'll be fine.
Absolutely. We think it's going to dry up towards race 2. The Mercedes has the edge on power, but how will it go as the conditions change? It's all to play for, that's for certain sure. It's still, as you can see, as Peaceful comes through the bus stop, it's still very, very treacherous out there. As JM Grill got very close to Sutty time-wise there. He's obviously getting the hang of it. So, as I was saying, there's 4 points.
The Jaeger boys actually start ahead of the
yes, they
Love Island
do.
bombshells as well.
They do. Gary ahead of Little Leach and Matt ahead of Dan. So at the moment, they're as they start, they're already ahead, but they've got to keep it ahead. So Jaeger Motorsport, just for those who haven't been paying attention to a single word I've been saying, Jaeger Motorsport is Matt Himovic and Gary 131 in the Mercedes. Love Island Bombshells and Unorthodox, Dan and Little Leach, Craig in the Audis. Jaeger lead Love Island by 4 points, and that's what we are looking for. Whew. Sutty Apex goes a little bit quicker in the 55s. He looks like, unless anyone else is going to pull out a miracle, that he's going to start on pole. Now, last time Sutty started on pole, I believe he won, did he not? I think he did.
I think he did, yeah. I think he did win that race.
Absolutely.
Could be interesting.
Yep. Yep.
It looks
PN
like it stopped raining.
It looks like it, doesn't it? I think it's. I'm pretty sure it's rained for the start of. Oh.
Hello.
Richie trying to spin round is getting collected there by Smoky Devil. And yeah, just a couple of more donuts there. PN Motorsport in the chat saying that the Audi and the Porsche are both on 50 wins. They are exactly that. So the Porsche 911 and the Audi. Oh, what is it? It's an R8, isn't it? R8? Yeah, whatever it is. Right. Are both on 50 wins. So, could one of the Audis put the Audi forward, one of the Audi drivers get that 51st win and make it a more successful car than a Porsche? We will see. We will see.
Come on, Richie, get in the pits. That's quality.
Yeah, what is he doing? All he's doing is tearing up the grass now. It's just, you know, someone's got to look after that, Richie. You know, cordon bleu.
There we go.
Oh dear. Okay, yes, there we go. So, oh look, JM Grill, where did he pull that out from? Oh, and a second and a bit quicker than Sutty. JM Grill, who was going backwards more than he was forwards in the last race, is on pole position. Sutty Apex lines up next to him. Smoky Devil and Peaceful Explosion. 4 Ferraris in the top 4. Line up on the top 4. Richie is in 5th place with Gary, another Merc next to him. Little Leach and D Biggs make up the next row with Holty and Matt, and bringing up the rear is Unorthodox. This is going to be interesting, don't you think?
It doesn't look like it's raining.
It doesn't look like it's raining, no.
Maybe it is. Who's your race win for the final race of the season?
Sutty Apex.
You got to get one right.
Sutty Apex.
Actually,
raining. You know, Peaceful
it is raining.
Yeah, it is raining. Yeah, definitely. Peaceful Explosion won the first ever race at Simplay.
Right.
Yeah.
I like your thinking.
So I'm going to go for Peaceful Explosion. Actually, that's probably ruined it for him. I'm sorry, Mike. But yeah, he won the first ever race. So for him to win the last race on Project Cars, because as I said, we're not done yet.
Yeah, I'm going to go D Biggs on form.
Yeah, D Biggs.
On form. From 8.
He is on form. Thank you. So we'll see about that. But last race on Project Cars, or last championship race, there is some talk amongst the admin about doing a sign-off event, maybe we're rolling, maybe a 2.4 of Le Mans or Indy 500 or something like that. But more details to come. As we're on the rolling start, we got the lights. 2, 3, and for the last time it is go, and we are green, and somebody going back. Who's that?
JM Grill.
JM Grill's like not
left his handbrake on, isn't he?
Yeah, it looks like he's not in the car, doesn't it? So that gives Sutty Apex a nice clear run into turn 1. Peaceful Explosion in there as well. Little Leach is up to 5th already. So I don't think JM Grill was readied up in the car, but he's got going now because he is in the race and he's still in front of Dan.
Gary's managed to get the 3rd.
Yep, Gary is up into 3rd, which is great work for the constructors. He's made up some places, that's for certain sure. So it's a Ferrari 1-2, Merc in 3rd as they come through the infield for the very first time. Sutty Apex, has he got a grip on these wet conditions? As Sutty Apex, all these top 3, if things are like they are normally, are all in the same party as well.
This is the first of the slipperies.
Yep. First time we're in here, and the top 3 get through quite sensibly, as does most of everybody else. Matt and Dan in close company.
The old what's the old Swan Ballet music as they come through the bus stop?
Oh, Swan Lake.
Famous. Yeah,
Swan Lake.
Swan Lake music. You better get that playing for the pirouettes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see as they come to the. And we're going to see right now as we come into the. Oh, Sutty's going to lose it before he even gets in there. That's in the wall, and that's that over.
Oh, there's another one. Holty's gone.
Holty's gone with him as well. Who else is gone? Gary's managed to get through it. Richie's gone backwards. Little Leach has gone forwards. Little Leach on the podium now. Yeah.
And Gary.
Matt and Dan are through. JM Girl Smokey. Yeah, so Sutty and Holty. Sutty goes from 1st to 10th. So look who's winning, look who's winning. Yep. Peaceful Explosion. But he's being out-dragged by the Mercedes. The Mercedes power. Peaceful got to stay on the inside. Okay, don't bother with that.
Yep, our Little Leach has lost out to Richie, I reckon, due to pace. He's now got Matt chasing him down. See, Peaceful could do Gary a favour by holding up Richie, Little Leach and that. Matt's gone a little bit deep. That's given Dan the opportunity to get upside him and past him. No, sorry, not Dan. D Biggs got past Matt. That was how it happened. So now Gary leads. Gary leads with a 2.5 now. But he's first man into the conditions again, and a bit of understeer on that hairpin. Come on, Peaceful. Come on, you can do this. Last win of the season. Last win of Project Cars. Before we all move into something else. ACC, Formula 1, they're the ones that are on the cards. I've known very little about either one. Nor does Smithy. Do you, Smithy? No. Very, very little.
Very little. We've both got to learn it before we start driving it. There'll be an announcement soon enough when the new season will come and how it will come.
Gary's getting a slight gap now. He's dropping Peaceful 2 seconds. Yeah,
let's see how he gets through here. The famous bus stop chicane. How does he negotiate it? Very well.
Oh, he's left the session. We have lost Holty.
Unfortunate that is. Holty's had a good season this year, hasn't he? He's certainly progressed as a driver. We've certainly been impressed with his driving. So well done to Holty. First one to leave the session tonight, but well done. Look at the power. Look at the power. Look, just goes right round the outside on power. And as we're expecting this race to dry up towards the end, you're going to see the Mercs just pull away. And how far's Dan? Dan's way back, isn't he? He's 6 seconds. Yeah, he must have had a moment. You know, I'd be very surprised if this doesn't go the way of Jaeger Motorsport for the constructors.
Well, Gary, like you say, Gary's already 5 seconds up the road from his brother, unless he's going to have a moment.
Well, there's plenty of moments to be had, Smithy, and if it goes to dry when we think it does, these guys may have to go on slicks before the end of the race. And if they do, well, we know what a pit stop's like with Project Cars. A tyre change. Oh, excuse me, that is incredibly rude. A tyre change is like 15 seconds, so you know it could all change things. Who goes on slicks? A lot better
race this race than his last race. We said that when he was qualifying, didn't we? What if they just tweak their setups a little bit, just to?
Yeah, and remember it gets later in the day as well, you know. In these conditions probably doesn't make that much difference, but certainly the night races, it makes a difference as it gets kind of colder or warmer, depending as the hour goes on. But yeah.
I haven't seen Gary have a slip and slide in a bus stop. Neither's Peaceful, to be fair. He's been getting through there.
Yeah, Peaceful's done 3 laps without a spin, which is, you know,
I've done their research. 17 laps later from the first race, they've obviously realised. Little Leach has lost out to D Biggs, who's now up to 5th.
Yeah, unfortunately, Little Leach is going backwards here. He's backing himself into his teammate at the moment. Just at this early stage of this race, it's not going well for Love Island Bombshells. In fact, the Audis are just going backwards, aren't they? And you know, it's the Mercedes are coming forwards. And how far is Richie off the back of Peaceful? Not very far at all.
It's 3 seconds. Well, Matt's took Richie. Matt's now third.
Matt's done
Could
Richie
be a 1
into
and
1.
2 here for Jaegers.
Yeah, so Matt is now going to be hunting Peaceful down. He's only a couple of seconds ahead. Sutty Apex into the pits, first man in the pits. He's probably got some damage to repair because he didn't go in before, did he?
No, first one on.
He's probably carried his damage all the way to just in the chat, Holty saying that retired due to too much damaging, and cheers for racing Simplay. It's been a pleasure to have you here, Holty. We look forward to seeing you in one of the other ones. We'll look forward to seeing you on track, ACC or Formula 1 or whatever we end up doing. We might end up racing motorboats if we have weather like this.
Yeah, the Audi's struggling a bit like the older Cora was last night.
Yeah.
The pace compared to the Mercs. The Mercs are dominating in 1, 3 and 4 with Peaceful's Ferrari.
Yep, Peaceful's Ferrari right in the middle of this, and it seems to be getting a little bit easier out there, although it's still obviously raining right at the moment. But yeah, Peaceful's just in between these Mercs at the moment.
So Dan's nearly 7 seconds off third.
Yep, he's
well to shut that down.
He's 15 seconds off the lead, and as I say, if the weather improves, it's just going to go backwards. Dan's been dreading this all season, this track, because the Audi's just not very good around here.
Dan has pitted early.
Dan's pitted early. He's not good. No, it's still too wet, isn't he? He's not going to be daft enough to put slicks on, is he? That would be just suicide.
Yeah, way too wet for that. We're on board with Gary and are still hammering it down.
Yeah.
You do well to grip on there in slicks.
Ooh, hold on to it, Gary. Ooh, nicely done. Nicely done. Can we see that puddle? Yeah, look at that puddle there on your right hand side of the windscreen there. It's still terrible puddle. That's the line I like in the dry as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smokey's now also in.
Smokey in the pits, as you said. Dan's out of the pits.
Going through the bus stop.
Dan's out of the pits, so he obviously didn't change tyres because it says 15-second tyre change. So Dan's then probably expecting to take his tyres all the way to the end.
I was going to say, he's obviously not going to pit the change.
No. Still a big puddle there.
Ever so smooth through there.
Yeah.
Slow right down.
Just the gentlest to touch. Just to get through. Peaceful Explosion still in second at the moment.
Yeah, Matt's not far behind him.
No, Matt is catching him.
Oh,
Richie there,
yeah.
still in the mix.
Little Leach must have, D-Biggs must have had a bit of a minor accident, because Little Leach is now 6 seconds up the road, when Biggs was ahead of Little Leach.
Yeah, so a bit of a moment there probably for D-Biggs. Yep, and still plenty of racing to do. We've still got 12 laps to go, so still all to play for. It is looking very strong for the Mercedes at the moment, and for Jaeger Motorsport to taking the constructors title. But still plenty of racing to go.
There definitely ain't as many spins as there was first race.
No, these guys have got the hang of it, and I don't think the conditions are quite so bad.
No.
No, definitely not. So, and there's Sutty. Yeah, there's Sutty having, just after having that repaired. Yeah, he's just made another mess of that, and keeping Ferrari in spare parts, that's for certain sure. Oh, look now, Mats. Look at the Merc now reeling that Ferrari in on power. Look at it. Matt's going to be right in his slip now. I wouldn't be wanting to do it into the bus stop, though, would you?
No.
No.
Richie's not far behind him, though.
No, he's not. If these two have a moment, yeah. If they're ever coming together. Now, watch Matt reel in peaceful now on power. As they get round the corner and into slip, Mike, you want to be right on the inside. That's it. Well done. Defend him all the way round turn one. It can be done. I've done it in the Porsche, but I think Matt's got the superior power. But look, just stay there.
Top speed there.
Yep, stay there, Mike, because the Merc's run out of puff. You stay there, and now it's gone, and the Merc's gone. The Ferrari's a funny old car, isn't it? In some tracks it is absolutely rapid.
Rapid, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, in other ones it's just gutless. Completely gutless. Little Leach in the peach.
Both the Love Islands are pitted.
I said Little Leach in the peach then. In the pits, I meant. He's not in the peach.
Yeah, he's got a 10-second lead to Matt.
He has, yep. He's on form. So Little Leach done and dusted. That's all his pit stops done for Project Cars.
As you say, it's going to dry up, which is just going to make it a lot more easier for the Merc, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, it will do. The Merc is by far the quickest car, straight line. Have you driven it? Have you tried it?
I couldn't handle it. It was actually too powerful. I couldn't keep the back end from spinning out.
It's a power car. Yeah, I've driven it a few times. I couldn't get on with it either. I couldn't find. I found it too. I need a planted car, not a loose one.
These two have had a couple of good battles this season. Peaceful and Richie.
Peaceful and Richie, yeah. Yep.
They'll both be one on that podium. Oh, Richie's gone.
He collected it. Lost time though. I'm sure Peaceful was inevitable that Matt was going to catch him, but I'm sure he wants to hold on to that third place and finish his season on a podium. That's for certain sure.
Dan managed to jump his teammate with the pit stops.
Yep.
So Dan played a quick strategy, early strategy. Not that he's got anything to really play for, but they've got the constructors, but
yeah,
a long way off the leaders.
Yes, indeed. At the moment, I don't even have to do the maths because Jaeger would easily win it at the moment. As we see Richie in the pits, and it's
I'm guessing these boys are going to stay on tyres to the end.
I think they are as well, you know.
Because, like you say, they've all pitted. Well, a lot of them are pitted.
Yeah. Yeah,
and they're going to change tyres.
I thought it was very doable last night in race one. I really do reckon I could have got to the end on the wets without too much problem, but I was out my pit window, so I opted to pit anyway. But and went on the slicks, which was no different really. And my teammate Monkey Boy went on to the slicks before I did, and he said there wasn't much difference in it really. And so if I reckon we could do it, and I'm sure Ugbar did do it last night, and we were just in light rain, then I reckon these guys can do it. You know, I reckon they can do wets all the way to the end. however much it dries up. But we'll see.
Now Richie's pitted, he's come out in 6th, but obviously the top 5 are still yet to pit.
Yep, so he's got Dan all over the back of him, who has also pitted as well. So now again, Dan's looking racy, but here we go with Merc Power. Is Richie just going to pull away now from that Audi?
Yeah, he's not gaining. I want to see if it's raining. Who should we go on board with? It ain't got any spray. This man here will do.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the yeah, that's stopped raining, isn't it? So so it's going to start drying out from here. The more running, the more water gets thrown up into the air, and the drier the track comes, we get a dry line. But again, as I said, I think it's. I'd love to see him caught out and have to change tyres, because that would shake things up again.
Well, it wouldn't the front two, because they're yet to pit, but they have got to pit the end of this lap, haven't they?
End of lap 10, so they've just started lap 9.
Yeah.
Lap
so
and a half.
They've got to make the decision. They've got to make the decision. Do they change? Don't they change?
You're exactly right. You're exactly right, Smithy. So let's see what happens. Dan again rolls up behind Richie in the infield. As Richie, just adjusts there. Got a little bit squiggly out of the hairpin, and
Little Leach has lost out at the JM Grill. Now he's probably losing a lack of concentration at the moment. He's probably getting heavy eyes. What is it, past 9 o'clock? Yeah, he'll be getting a bit tired, old Leachy boy.
Yeah, bless him. He's not much on stamina, is he?
No, he was like an early night.
It's getting a little bit late for Matt as well, man of his age.
Yep, he's getting on now.
Yeah, needs his Horlicks and off to bed early, doesn't he? As Gary is in the pits. And he's missed his pit box. Come on, Gary. Have you played this game before?
Tires? He's changing tyres.
No, he's not. No, it's away. They're not changing them. So he's staying on those tyres, but he missed his pit box. I mean, he's got some time in hand, so. Sotty Apex in the pits again.
Yeah, Gary's going to come out way in front of D Biggs and Dan.
Yeah. As I say, he's got some time in hand. He had 10 seconds over Matt, didn't he, before he came in?
Yeah.
Out into the pit lane. Strange little pit lane. Don't worry about rubbing the wall, because this is Project Cars. You can't destroy the mirrors. The mirrors are indestructible. If you want anything...
Is anyone going to change tyres? D Biggs is now in.
And... not looking like it. He's not moving. They've raised the doodah, but he's not moving.
A long old pit stop.
Yeah, maybe he is changing tyres, because we don't always see.
That is a long pit stop.
It is a long. I bet he is changing tyres, you know.
Well,
unless he's got horrendous damage. He could have bad damage, but he wasn't going slowly, was he?
No, but he has been in there a long while.
Well, it's about 15 seconds for a tyre change, and that's been longer than 15 seconds, wasn't it?
I reckon he's changed tyres, hasn't he?
I think he's mad if he has. Look at the spray still.
He must have done the pit that long.
Don't know. Has D Biggs changed tyres?
Ooh. I reckon he has, because he's wiggling side to side, warming them up.
Trying to get warm.
Yeah, we'll see. Because he'll soon see when he tries to turn coming out the pits.
Yeah.
I reckon
very
he's changed
tentative.
tyres.
He could be. It's going to be a gamble. Matt's in the pits.
Yep. Let's see what Matt's doing.
He's not changing tyres, I don't think. Peaceful's in now.
I don't know, Matt is, look. The sign's up,
yeah,
but he's still
maybe.
sitting there. I reckon he's changing tyres as well. Yeah, he's changing. He's normally in and out quicker than this. Matt's...
We don't know how long he was stationary,
Peaceful.
but...
Yeah, Peaceful hasn't changed. Matt's was a long pit stop, though. Because
Yeah, it
Peaceful
was.
jumped him. Matt's normally quick.
He could have gone onto the slicks. He's wiggling around trying to get them warmed up.
Yeah, I reckon he has.
You might be right. You might
But
be right.
Gary didn't. I reckon they've both gone two different strategies.
Maybe.
We'll see. But Dan's
Maybe.
up the second. Dan's jumped Matt.
But he hasn't stopped, has he? Oh no, he
Dan
has stopped, hasn't he? Yeah.
First. Yeah, Dan stopped earlier.
Yeah, but Dan hasn't.
And Little Leach is behind Matt, so Little Leach could jump. If Matt can't keep it on track and then change the softs, Little Leach could jump Matt. But I don't know if Dan will catch Gary.
It's yeah,
But
could be
Little
all
Leach
change.
Yeah, it could be. Let's see what happens. Is everyone pitted now, have they?
Yep, everyone's pitted, and the times are tumbling. Dan's in the 51s,
D-Big
Richie's
is
in the 50s.
ninth. I reckon he's on softs. D-Big is up in the 4th.
Let's see what his lap times are. We'll see how his lap times. If the lap times start to tumble, then it's time to be on the slicks. But we'll see. So we think D-Biggs might be on slicks. We think Matt might be on slicks as well. We're pretty sure that Dan's still on wets.
Dan's was a clever pit stop.
Yeah, well, as long as he doesn't need... There's 6 laps to go. Is it going to dry up enough? You can see that puddle getting smaller and smaller there. Matt goes very tentative through there. Richie had a problem, so that was Matt through. Jamie Brazier confirmed that Matt is on softs, as is Sutty. So there we go, in the chat, you've had it.
Started on softs.
Jamie Brazier, the Oracle himself,
Wikipedia
has confirmed that Matt is on softs, on slicks anyway. Oh, there we go. Hold on to it. Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Showing off. Love an exhibition race.
Yep, well caught. Well caught. Nicely done.
Couldn't have picked a better time to do it.
No, absolutely. So he's 10 seconds off. No, he's not. He's 7 seconds off Dan. Dan's 10 seconds off Gary. We still think that Gary's on wets, don't we? Because he was in and out reasonably quickly. Dan, we think's on wets. Peaceful, we think's on wets.
The 3 quickest boys on track are Gary, Dan, and Little Leach, 151s.
151s. Dan in the 150s now. Yeah. Gary in the 150s.
I think Peaceful. Do you reckon Peaceful's on wets, or do you reckon he's on softs?
He's on wets because he came in. He came in after Matt. Yeah, and came out after Matt. So came out in front of Matt, should I say? So yeah, it's going to be these first. Matt had a bit of a moment into turn 1, but managed to hold on to it. So let's see where his lap times are. Sutty, we understand is on slicks as well, but he's only doing 54s. Matt 2.5 seconds up on, or 2.7 up on his delta. We'll see. This could be the master stroke, or he could have shot himself in the foot.
See this lap time, what he's running. He's definitely closing Peaceful down.
He certainly is, yeah. Yeah.
We'll see in 140s. 148.
He is 148. Yeah, there you go. 3.1 seconds faster as he has another little wiggle into turn 1. So it's still treacherous out there on the slicks, but as Matt just pulled a master stroke, he's got 16 seconds to make back to the lead, and he's got to do it in 4 laps. So I don't know. I think a podium is a possible.
Yeah, I reckon he's going to get. I reckon he'll catch Dan.
Yeah, maybe catch and pass Dan, but I don't think he'll catch and pass his teammate. Depends how these wets go off now, isn't it?
Yep.
I think this was the problem. I mean, the way we've done things has been absolutely fine, but you know, 2 30-minute races are like sprint races, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? There's no time to play out a strategy, and I mean this game doesn't lend itself very well to pit stopping anyway, but Here we go. Look, Matt goes high side. He's just going to drive right past that Ferrari, is he? And into the bus stop. Yeah, he's got it done. He's got it done. He's got it slowed down, just about. And job done. So he's on the podium.
Have we had Peaceful on the podium this year?
I don't think Peaceful has, which was a shame.
Very, very close. A lot of races, isn't it?
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, I think would have been nice to see Mike on the podium just to finish off the season, but it's not over yet. Mistakes can still happen. But again, Matt was, what was that? Well, Matt goes faster again, 147. Although Dan did a 149 on the wet tyres, so Matt now needs to be doing like 3, 4, 5 seconds faster than the top two if he's going to catch him.
Yeah, 3 laps to go. I think last lap he'll be on the back of Dan, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
But whether he can get past.
As a very famous commentator once said, catching is one thing and passing is completely another.
I mean, this band's dominated from the start, really, when he got in front.
Yeah, a much better showing from Gary. We started off the beginning of the season, and I was bigging up Gary about how he's probably one of the most natural drivers on the grid. He hasn't had the kind of season that we bigged him up to having, but again, you know, him and his brother are both new dads in the last couple of years, both got very little ones, and you know, you especially at this level in pro, you need to be putting in the practice. You know what I mean? Each week, and in pro-am, you need to be. It shows who puts the practice in and who doesn't. You know, and you know, Gary and Craig haven't been doing that practice because of, you know, real world stuff.
Yeah, and I do believe he's actually looking. If anybody's after a partner in ACC, because word on the grapevine is Matt has ditched him after his performance this year on Project Cars.
Oh,
and
that's just
partnered up with somebody else in ACC. So if anybody is looking for a handicap, Gary is available.
Handicap. Oh, good. Oh dear. God, I only started thinking about teammates. I mean, I don't even know where the gear stick is on ACC, let alone.
No, that's it. You know, I've had a few offers. You know, people ask me, do you take check, cash, card?
All major. There you go, Smithy. We'll team up. We'll team up for the ACC or whatever we're going to do. I think Matt did ask me, but I don't think. I think Matt's sorted, and I don't think he was particularly serious. And Peaceful's got back in front of Matt. Matt has had a problem, has he?
Must have done, yeah.
Must have done. We get chit chatting, and then all of a sudden stuff happens.
Yeah, just like that. We get in a deep conversation, and then they switch places.
I know. It's the way it goes, isn't it? But I don't think he's going to be ahead for very much longer. Because the Merc Power, there it is. Peaceful got it covered this time into the bus stop chicane. Come on, Mike, keep your wits about you. And we go again as my laptop's just crashed again. I swear to God, Smithy, I swear to God, I'm gonna buy a new one and bill it to Simplay. Simplay have killed my laptop.
That's where the Merc normally gets him.
Stay out there, Mike, stay out there. Hold your line, hold it under braking. That's the way to defend this corner. Matt's going to try and go right round the outside. They go side by side through that chicane. Tried that one last night. And Matt's got the job done. Again.
Yeah.
I think that's my favourite word of tonight, is again.
Yeah, and again.
And again. And again.
Well, Little Leach, unfortunately, just hasn't had the pace in that Audi tonight. He's had a good, steady race again.
Yeah, it's sixth place. Yeah, it's not the end of the
Probably would
world.
have helped him to have swapped tyres, probably. If Dan had stayed on wets, probably wouldn't have done Little Leach any harm to go on softs just to give him a couple more seconds.
Yeah.
But, hey yo.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah, it's been a great battle for the constructors.
Yeah, it's been a great battle. It's been a strange season. You know, we've had I think this might be the first time that the winning driver has not been also the winning constructor. In fact, the winning constructors, are made up of a third and fourth place drivers. You know, so so very different. Bit more better teamwork from these guys. Than everyone else. It's going to take them to being constructors because, let's face it, it's pretty much job done now, isn't it? You know,
it's been two halves really. When we first started the season, we thought Overtaker was just going to win everything.
Yeah,
Second half of the season, he struggled a bit because of the track temperatures, and he raced on hards.
Yeah, and I think the guys kind of got on top of it a little bit as well. Stopped, fighting amongst themselves and getting after Overtaker a little bit. But Overtaker is your champion. He's your pro champion for the last of these ones. Just as we're going on the last laps, we're seeing Gary come round. I've got to say, Smithy, it's been a pleasure commentating with you this season, and would love to.
I've enjoyed it. I was a bit nervous at the start, thinking,
Yeah. Oh, I think you've done a cracking job.
Cameras, but don't like listening to my own voice too much.
No, well, you don't have to listen to it back, just say it. I would certainly, team up with you again, and hopefully we will at some point in the future, because as I said, Simplay's not done. We're just getting started.
I take it we will have cameramen and all that on the other games and commentators.
I don't know. Well, we will have commentators. Yeah, I think I don't know how it works, but certainly commentators don't not yet, Gary. Get through the bus stop first.
Yeah, penalty there for flashing numerous amount of times.
Yeah, excessive flashing.
That's a 10-second penalty that'll put you down in the 7th. Little Leach will gain the place.
Dear.
What a horrible way to throw it away.
Yep. And Gary, they obviously got something wrong with his lights because they're flashing constantly, and but he's going to come across the line and take the last ever win on Project Cars as a championship race. Gary 131, multiple champion, and here comes another multiple champion. He's going to be in second place. Probably really happy with that. Matt on the slicks. Nice job's going to come in third. What a shame that Peaceful didn't quite manage to put it on the podium. One of the better races I've seen from him this season. Richie, the Underfrog, he comes in 5th place, and hopefully we'll see some more of Richie in the future. Little Leach is going to come home for a solid 6th place, but it's not going to be enough to take the constructors. JM Grill, a better race 2 than he had race 1. He's going to come across the line when he gets there in 7th place. Smoky Devil has had a mixed season, and he's going to end up in 8th. D Biggs and breaks a run of podiums with a 9th place, and poor old Sutty started on pole, ends up last, unfortunately, and that's the way they're going to finish this evening. So
it's been a great season.
It has been a great season.
Entertaining.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, and some elements of it worked out much better than I thought they were going to, and others didn't go the way I thought they were going to go. But all in all, we've had another cracking season. Yeah, and as I said, this isn't the end of Simplay. This is just the beginning. It's just the end of Project Cars 2 that we've had so much fun on for 7 seasons. So, just for your final classification for the last race of the season, Gary 131 takes another win from Unorthodox. Matt makes up the podium, 3rd place. Unfortunately, he didn't quite get on the podium for Peaceful Explosion in 4th. Richie comes in 5th. 6th for Little Leach. 7th for JM Grill. 8th is Smoky Devil. 9th is D Biggs. Sutty Apex brings up the rear in 10th place.
Matt with another fastio lapio.
Fastest lap, Matt, going on the slicks there towards the end. Now, am I right in saying we're going to jump to the video first?
We are, yes.
We are. So is that now, Matt?
It's you take it away, give it a little introduction.
I don't know what I'm introducting because I don't know what the video's about. But
all right, I'll tell you what. I'll just hit play.
Do it.
We'll transition it, and we'll be back in a moment for the interviews.
Yep.
A new era of GT3 racing. This is Simplay Motorsport. The BMW looks up the inside at Cops. Contact is made at turn 1. Ferrari looks to the outside at Graham Hill Bend.
Indeed, that is the future. We have only just got going. We've had 7 seasons of Project Cars, but now we move to ACC. Details will be coming very, very shortly. So stick around. We will be back. Dates and times and evenings will all be announced very, very shortly. But let's just finish off for this evening. Our top 3 are in the commentary box, and we start with Matt Himovich, Constructors Champions, I believe.
Yeah, that's it. Job done. That was the goal I wanted tonight, you know, especially after losing that 6th place to Dan, which again, congrats to him. Massive shout out to Little Each as well for his for his work in the constructors battle. But we came here, me and Gary, and we got the job done. That's what it was, you know. Has he done enough to hang on to next season's ACC drive? That's the problem.
Don't go back on your word now. Come on.
Okay, all right. Handbags away, guys.
I've heard rumours he's lost his drive for F1. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, gentlemen. Okay, enough rumour mongering for now.
But no, you know, we did what we need to do in the race.
Absolutely, and ended up 15 points ahead of Love Island Bombshells. You went on to the slicks there?
Gambled yep. Really. I probably could have done the pit in and out, probably would have took 2nd place, happy as Larry. Nobody knew how it was going to drive. I probably would have got 2nd in that race, but I made one mistake behind Dan when I was catching Dan, and that put that to bed, really. I possibly would have been 2nd again, but yeah, I went for the slicks, took the gamble, why not? Last time we're going to be able to gamble with stuff like that on Project Cars, so I thought I'd risk it.
Absolutely, and a good result there. You know, another podium for yourself and the constructors in the bag. I will congratulate you and say thank you very much, but I'll come back to you shortly with some more chit-chat in a minute. Congratulations.
Thank you, boys.
We move on, Dan, and 2nd place there. Early pit stop. Was that your strategy? Try and get yourself in clean air there? Tell us a bit about it.
If Little Each is listening, mate, I have invited you to the party so you can get your chat on this season. But yeah, I just experience for me on that one was a reminder of Oschersleben with Biggs a few seasons ago in the Porsche, knowing that the track was going to drive, but certain areas it was just be too hellish to try and survive on the slicks. I did think either Peaceful or Matt did gamble. I was surprised when I saw that I did pass Matt, but I was surprised he took the risk. But either way, I was just sitting at the end of that thinking, 45. Where did he do that, and how did he do that? But it all makes sense now that he was on the slick tyre. But Hey, me and Little Leach went into this round knowing that this car was going to be underpowered. We had the rain. I did the rain dance. It came. We gave what we could. It's just one of those, the first half of the season, we knew the car was not going to be suited to certain tracks. The final part of the season was where we needed to claw it back. We did, but it just wasn't enough at the end of the day. And tops to Gary, he actually didn't spin this time, so fair play to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all I could have done. I mean, I don't know how close I got to overtake her in the points in the end, but
23 off him in the end. Obviously,
I mean, it feels a lot better to only be 23 and not 100 odd. So that will do. I'll take away this season. I just hate this Audi now.
Yeah, okay. You're undecided as a driver what you're coming back to do next season. You're not overly convinced on ACC.
He's coming back for both. I hope he's coming back for both. I want to race this
I
guy
do too.
I think, and sorry to butt in, but I think if he gets ACC and Gary, for this matter, if they both get on ACC and give it a proper go, I think these two will be back at the front and at the sharp end of the grid. I fully believe that.
Well, as a man said, there's drivers and there's screwdrivers. So
And these two are not the screwdrivers.
Wow. Let's not get into it. Congratulations, Dan. Second place overall. Runners up in the constructors as well.
I didn't even answer that question.
Yeah, sorry. Well, yeah.
I feel like you just don't care about me tonight. You're talking a lot about Matt and just completely blank me.
It's been
to be honest,
that's what happens this season, Dan. You've just blanked me and I've blanked you, and that's the way it goes. Do you know what I mean?
It worked to some degree.
Just suck it up, innit? Just suck it up. Are you going to answer the question or what? We can all night.
Let me answer. Yeah, well, undecided. I know I've got a driver in mind for F1, but ACC, everyone knows, especially Matt and the others, knows that I detest the game. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the broadcasting. I don't like it in general, but obviously we have to move in with the times. We have to move on. And if I were to do it, I would do it for a challenge. And I got a car in mind I want to bring to the table that has never, ever appeared at Simplay Motorsport. And it's a bit of a car that could be done well. But I don't know. It's a long season between now and then. So I might have a bit of time to practice a bit of F1. Maybe my work colleague James can teach me a thing or two, because at the minute I'm doing terrible on my own channel. And if you do want to, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, to Unorthodox 16.
Yeah.
But undecided. But again, tops to the Jaeger Motorsport boys. I tried gambling with one of the Leachy brothers. I clearly got the wrong one. No offense, Little Leach. But
We've all been there. We've all been there.
Maybe if we were in the Lamborghini, it might have been different. But either way, congratulations to Overtaker on the championship. Congratulations to these boys on Jaeger for the constructors. And it's nice to have a different constructor at the top instead of the same driver winning. So, all
absolutely,
round, good end to the
absolutely.
season.
Congratulations, Dan, on everything you've done. But we're going to have to wake Gary up now because you've talked for so long.
He's not here.
He's not here. Where is he?
He's not in the party. I'm literally looking at the party and he's not here.
He's not in the party.
Well, that's rude, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh, you kicked him last week because we didn't have enough people in it. He's waiting for a
dramatic entrance. Dramatic entrance.
It's all going so smoothly tonight. We will get on to it.
We just wrote a few words with.
It went a bit better last night, didn't it? With the automatic pit lane and the
it's just broadcast issues tonight.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Gary, you should have your invite. There he is.
Hey,
Apologies, Gary.
Yeah. Hello, Gary. Sorry we left you out there. Someone locked the door as just behind you. And welcome back to the podium, and welcome back. Last win for Project Cars. Congratulations. Tell us a bit about it.
Just got my head down and moved forward. Really, I tried not to make any mistakes, and yeah, it seemed to go well. I like the track anyway, so it does help.
Yeah. Absolutely. Project Car's been good to you over the years, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm really gutted. Same as Dan, really. I don't really like ACC, and I haven't really, at the moment, got any interest in doing it, to be honest. But
that's
maybe
a
I'll have
shame.
a change of heart and have a go and see what we can do. But yeah, we'll see. We've got a little time to decide.
That is a shame, because we wouldn't want to lose you off the grid, because you're a great competitor, and I've gone wheel to wheel with you myself, and we've had some great times on Project Cars and some great times on Jaeger as well.
That is very true. But then, like the start of this league, I said I weren't going to do the GT3s and sort of joined in last minute, and yeah, it's been quite kind to me. So maybe that will happen with ACC, but we shall see.
Certainly hope so. And as I say, last win, and you've had a bit of a better run towards the end of this season, haven't you? And kind of got to grips with America a little bit. And I don't know where I was going with this. There isn't really a question. Just patting you on the back, really.
I don't really think it's got much to do with the car, to be fair. I think it's just preference of tracks, to be honest, where I feel more comfortable, and yeah, worked out all right. So yeah, happy days. Good finish to the season, and yeah, shame to bow out to Project Cars.
Absolutely, and of course you're constructors champion. What's that? 3 for you now?
4, I think. Yeah.
4. Sorry, I beg your pardon. 4 constructors. So yeah, you're either good at this, or you know the right teams to pick.
Yeah.
bit like our friend Smithy here.
Very true. I think I've been number 1 driver for 2 seasons, and maybe number 2 driver for 3. But there you go.
Brilliant. Well, congratulations on the win this evening, and all the success that you've had on Project Cars as well.
Lovely, thank you very much, and thank you to you and Clive for your superb commentary throughout the season.
Yeah, thank you. You're correct.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. So that's your top 3. I'm going to come back to Smithy, and let's just do driver of the day, shall we?
Yep, driver of the day.
Go on. Who you got?
I'm probably going to have to go Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. I'm actually going to go for Dan.
Yeah, I was sat here saying Dan.
I'm going to go for Dan.
Just for Matt's pit strategy, second race, with the soft tyres. That's all that done it for me, really.
He wants a sweet and sour motorsport driver, always a sweet and sour motorsport.
I'm looking for a partner in ACC.
What a guy! Yes, Smith, we'll come back and win it again. Hint Honda.
No, that was all just a pit stop. I thought the strategy was a better strategy, but.
Well, yeah, I'll go with the other one, to be honest. Yeah, I thought Dan's strategy of going in early was the best thing to do. So for me, it's Dan. If anybody else wants to put a driver of the day in, if there's anybody left watching, there is 10. Please do. Now, I just want to do some thank yous. I say 7 seasons of Simplay. Me and Dan have been involved since kind of season 2, so we'd like to think that we're veterans at this. Smithy, you've been here from the beginning. Obviously, Matt has, and Gary and whatever. But I would like to shout out to some of the admin team. For the work that they do behind the scenes. This doesn't all magically look as brilliant as this straight away. It takes effort and time. Volunteers, nobody gets paid for this. Everyone's doing it out of their own time and their own, their own love of what they're doing. But a big shout out to Mike, Peaceful Explosion, on the admin team, to Welshie, Chris Welsh, to Kieran Argent, to Matt, obviously, Dan and Smithy, Gary, who's does some stewarding as well. I think I've covered everyone for our
Argent.
I said Kieran Argent. Yeah. That's the admin team and the stewards team all in there. Probably got to say a thank you to Hayley for being patient, to Beth for being patient, and all the other partners who are patient over the tears and tantrums and thrown headsets and all the rest of it. And I'd like to big up some of the previous commentators as well. Big Boy Brazier, Jamie Brazier, who's did a lot of commentary last year. Big up to him, to Liam, for doing his bit, stood in for me this year and has done loads of it. And also shout out to Xmart and to Nikki from Pro Laps, who've also done commentating on behalf of Simplay. And of course to Matt and to Dan and to Smithy, our current commentary team, and thanks to those guys.
And yourself.
I just want to go round one by one, and I'll.
Can I just thank someone else before we go round?
Yeah.
I'd like to give a massive thanks to Emplava this season. He's brought us graphics. He's brought us standings. He's been fantastic this season with the things he's done behind the scenes in terms of the social media side and the standings every week. So thank you, Emplava, as well.
Yeah, I knew there'd be someone I would forgot, and it was Emplava. Yes, she's done a great job on the graphics and stuff like that. I'll go round one by one. I'll start with. I was going to start with you, Smithy, and standout moments for you with Project Cars. I mean, whatever this season and last season. You know, your own personal moments or ones you've seen. Anything jump to mind?
I was, to be honest, the beginning of this season, I was just blown away by the Undertaker coming in. You know, I just thought the pace of that bloke was unreal. From seeing Dan, Matt, Gary's pace, and then just seeing this bloke come in.
Yeah, he certainly did spin things on their head.
It made it more challenging for everybody else, for the big boys to step up, and you know that made it more interesting. That the more they raced, the better it got.
And for yourself, your personal goals that.
I just look to finish in the top 10 every season. That's all I try and do. And this year I found I got better as the end of the part of the season got on. And you know, like I say, I'll miss it because I did start to get used to it. But I never ever got on with the wheel, so I've always been pad. But like I've said, just always try and finish the race because you never know where you'll finish and you get points. That's all I've ever tried to do.
And of course the one race win there in the wet, I remember it well. I followed you all the way around it, and yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to move to Dan. Dan, kind of standout moment for you, and a personal moment.
I personally want to say how amazing this community is in general. Just from not obviously from the admin team, but the drivers as well. We're such a unit now at the minute, and it's so lovely to see. We are now moving into different leagues. To drivers like Forzy and Executives to Emplava, all these new guys coming in, and it's not a community anymore, it's more like a family. So, and I think Project Cars started that. So, thank you to Project Cars for that. But the amount of endurance races we've done for me are a massive highlight, from the charity races to the LMP races. For me, for Project Cars, was the 24-hour of the charity race we've done was the biggest highlight for me. What we managed to achieve on that, just with this game that's years old now, it's just mind-blowing. So thank you to everyone who did donate and keep doing stuff like that. It's amazing. Personally, I loved the final race of the season at Spa in the McLaren against Andy, but one race that will always sit to my mind that I thoroughly enjoyed every single year, and I love rewatching it. Don't worry, Matt, it's not GT5s.
Oh, right,
it was Silverstone. Right. It was Silverstone in the Porsche 911, and the battle that me and Gary had around Silverstone will always stick to me. It's one of the greatest races I've ever had. So, yeah, big up Project Cars, and I will miss it massively. I'll still probably do 558 hours on it.
Yes, indeed. So, Matt, the man who started it all for us here. If you could, a standout moment or a big up to Project Cars and a personal moment.
Massive big up to Project Cars. This is not just like Dan says, a community. This is a family, and this is you know, you ever need someone to talk to in this place. It's not just a case of just popping on the Discord. You can get personal and really personal with people, and there's always someone there for you. You know, I have to thank everybody. My family has to thank everybody for the other year. When me and Beth went through a tough time, and the whole community was there, you know, and it's a family. And without this place as well now, you know, and a massive shout out to Gary as well. I wouldn't be doing the commentary I'm doing outside of being paid to be a proper commentator now. So, you know, without this place, without Gary, I wouldn't have been there doing that. So, again, a massive shout out for that. Personal milestones, I've got to say probably winning my first pro season last year. I think that was a standout moment personally. I can't think of any races that come to mind that was like sort of a real thing. So I'm going to go my championship in terms of the league. Again, I think the Nordschleife 24-hour. You know, the fact that myself, yourself, and Dan on commentary, and you two was driving, went through 24 hours, managed to raise over £1,000 for cancer research. Was just absolutely mind blowing. And was I think that's my favourite highlight from the Simplay as a community and Project Cars 2 as a game, and massive well done to Project Cars for doing it.
Yes, indeed. For myself, you boys touched on. I mean, we raised £1,000, as you said, for cancer research with the 24-hour. That was a tough 24 hours, but a fantastic memory, and we had so much fun doing it. That was a standout. Dan also picked up. I thoroughly enjoyed the commentating of that Silverstone race between Gary and Dan. That was one of the best races I think we ever saw on Project Cars. My own
big up, Gary.
Yeah, big up to Gary. My own personal achievements, when I first was asked to come and commentate by yourself, Matt, it certainly restored my faith in public presenting. I've always been an entertainer as a DJ and a compere and run events and stuff. It was something different that I thoroughly enjoyed. I'd commentated on BMX racing in the past, and getting back into commentating is probably what I enjoy most out of sim racing. But also my first win at Daytona was probably still my favourite win. So all those moments, and echoing everything you boys have said, it is a family. It's we fall out, we laugh together, we cry together. We
Get
wind
drunk
each
together,
other up.
most importantly.
Sorry, we do what?
Get drunk.
Together.
Get drunk together. Only takes Gary 20 minutes, but it's an enjoyable 20 minutes. But
well, you say get drunk. You say get drunk together. Sutty's in bed by 9, so
he's in bed by 9, and Gary's all done in 20 minutes. But and Dan has to be carried home by a woman who's 4'6". It's a fantastic community, and long live Simplay.
And one final thing, if you do want to get involved with us getting drunk, make sure you head to Donington Park for the British Touring Car Championships, where you might see us there, and you can get drunk with us and see me get carried by a dwarf. So make sure you tune in for that.
Wow, you're a dead man. Okay, let's wrap this one up. As I said, Simplay. I've been saying it all night. Simplay's not done. We're only done with this game. We move on to newer and better things. Like and subscribe to the channel. Keep your eye on Facebook, Instagram, however you look and however you follow us. Please just keep an eye on. We've got more races to come, more laughs to have, more tantrums, more handbags, some great racing, and onward and upward for Simplay. Final thing, Smithy, thank you very much for a really enjoyable season. I've loved commentating with you, and
I've enjoyed it.
And I would do it again in a heartbeat. And you never know, it might be sweet and sticky back in your box at some point along the line. That hasn't happened for a while, and that's me done. You guys, Smithy, Matt, Dan, anybody, any last words?
Make sure, regarding any involvement in the new seasons coming up ahead, make sure you have an eye on the Facebook and the Discord page for all sign-ups to be posted. Also, we will be doing fun events during the off-season as well. We're looking at a GT4, GT3 versus race on ACC and some F1 races as well. If you do want to get involved in anything whatsoever, then please head over to our Facebook and our Discord page, where if you can't get hold of us, make sure you get hold of one of the guys in the admin team, and we should be able to direct you where you need to go. Sign-ups will be out in the new year. Get yourselves on ACC, the server is live, get yourself practicing, and we will see you on track next season.
And once again, a massive shout out to Dan, Kelly, and Smithy for the commentary this season. Mike Welchie Argent, Bozzy Boy Jamie M. Plover, and Gary as well for all their contributions across the board over the previous seasons. Massive thank you to everybody who tunes in and watches, because without you guys, there'd be nobody here for us to put on this show too.
Absolutely. And with that, from me and all the Simplay team, enjoy your Christmas. Hope you have a fantastic Christmas and a brilliant New Year. We will see you in the New Year. Shut up, don't start.
Merry Christmas, Matt.
Merry Christmas, Dan.
Merry Christmas, all of you. Merry Christmas. Right, let's get out of here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and good night.
Good night.
Getting hype when I aim up. Elevating that game up. Stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate. All in when I show up. Whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate.